there, so I'm going Miami.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drive to the Game. It's Week 6 in the Michigan high school football season, and Week 6 brings us to magnificent Grand Blanc High School as the Bobcats are ready to host their Saginaw League Valley opponent in the Lapeer Lightning. It's a conference matchup and a battle potentially for first place in the SVL South. For Sportscaster.com and WJR, my name is Giovanni Mosheri, and we're joined by Sportscaster.com MVPs Lyric Sloan and Taryn Fritching for this fantastic conference matchup in a facility. I want to start with that. This place is awesome. Got a great facility here, huge stands, huge crowd, and it's going to be a huge game.
Hey, this place is absolutely rocking. I have never seen stands like these. We were talking about it pregame. The 2 levels, I am astounded by this. And I love the atmosphere here. We can see the band. We can see people filling in, obviously the student section, but people filling in on the first and the second level. And I'm just loving what I'm seeing here.
I mean, tonight's senior night, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, fun fact, Grand Blanc's first homecoming was in 1936, if you aren't aware, and I love a little bit of history. I mean, the student section is filling up as we speak, but should we talk about both of these teams and what to expect from tonight?
Oh, no doubt, and we got a great matchup. Grand Blanc, one of the top teams in the state. Yep. Them, along with Davidson, their fellow league rival. They're one of the top contenders in the state for the state championship in Division I here, and Lapeer's looking to play spoiler on what they want to be a perfect season.
I mean, Grand Blanc is undefeated, and another fun fact, there's only 53 teams that are undefeated in the state of Michigan, and they're still going strong. But let's talk about the history of last year. Grand Blanc and Lapeer met each other last year. All time, they're 5-5 against each other since 2018, and last year, Grand Blanc won in a tough loss for Lapeer, 42-13. And Jake Morrow, the quarterback for Grand Blanc, was a huge instrument in this game for 59 yards, 2 scores, and he also threw for 194 yards and a pair of touchdowns. So Jake Morrow is going to be a huge instrument for this team. And not only that, he's an MHSAA's top 10 quarterback in the passing leaders. So far, just for his senior season, he has 159 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. That's incredible stats from Jake Morrow, so I'm definitely here looking out for him tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and he's going to prove to be a tough matchup for a Lapeer defense that has had its struggles throughout this season, and they're going to be met with one of the top offenses in the state. 47 points a game is what the Lightning are going to be facing on defense.
And I mean, I think that this game is more so important for Grand Blanc because if you were with us last season, we covered Davison the first game of the year. So we know Davison, and obviously they've had a few seniors, but when you have players on Davison like Ben Nichols and you have Jackson Dosh that are committed to different places, this is a huge game for Grand Blanc, especially because both teams are 5-0. And not to get ahead of myself, but I think that Grand Blanc was given the easier card this week. I don't really know who Davison plays this week. I'll have to look that up and I'll tell you at the halftime. But I think that this is just, Grand Blanc cannot get ahead of themselves this week. And this is just such a big game, especially because it's senior night. And just this game, literally, and like you said, it could be the difference for the division.
Yeah, and last year it was Grand Blanc. They are the reigning Saginaw Valley League champions, and also district champions of last year as well. They made it all the way to the regional finals where they fell to Rochester Adams. And in the preseason, their goal is state championship. That's what they want, and they're good enough to get that as well. And if you're new to us on Sportscaster.com, what we do here is we provide students and outside of students as well the opportunities to make their dreams of being a sportscaster come true. All you got to do is sign up on Sportscaster.com, create a channel, and start making content. And you can get opportunities, much like we have here at Drive to the Game, to cover the biggest and baddest events in all of sports. So be sure to visit us on Sportscaster.com. And our relationship with WJR is not to be understated. Along with WJR's Chris Renwick on the play-by-play, we have high school students with the opportunity to be our color commentators throughout our radio broadcast. So if this is something that you want to do and it's been a dream of yours for all your life or just recently, Sportscaster.com is the place to be. And as far as the place to be is concerned, at Grand Blanc, definitely that as well. I want to go deeper into the roster to some of these teams as well, more towards Lapeer in their stamped win of this season. Their last one on homecoming, it was quarterback Cam Vanikek, who is going to be the one to watch. He had a great performance against Flint Carmen's Ainsworth. 94 yards rushing, 160 in the air, and 3 touchdowns. He's going to be spearheading the offense for the Lightning. And in addition to that, junior running back Lincoln Hensel had a great performance as well, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And in their last game against Saginaw Heritage, their most recent game, a loss, they had 116 yards rushing as well. So both the quarterback and the running back on the ground and in the air are going to be what's going to drive the offense for the Lightning against a pretty strong and seniored Grand Blanc defense.
And not only that, I know that you were talking about how Grand Blanc has one of the best offenses in the state of Michigan. And unfortunately for Lapeer, they've lost 9 starters on their defense. So I think going up against one of the best offenses and, losing a lot of instrumental players on your defense for Lapeer's side, I think that this is going to be a tough game for Lapeer. And they're also coming off of a really tough loss from last week. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah. But I will say that this is, until their last game of the year against Davison, like we just mentioned, this is Lapeer's last Saginaw Valley division matchup for the time being, and I think that Lapeer just needs to make the most of it. Like, it's just kind of difficult when you have gone 2-1 against the teams in your division, but they got to make the most of it, especially Grand Blanc being the team that they are.
Yeah, and Taryn, I want to get back to a point you mentioned where for Grand Blanc, this is a very easy game for them to look ahead at, especially as they look towards the end of the season. October 17th, they'll be facing Davison for what's likely the decider of who wins the conference. But a team in that position like Grand Blanc, Lapeer is just primed to nip them in the ankles on their way to that championship. Lapeer has a lot at stake here. They could potentially get first place too, but how easy could it be for Grand Blanc to look over and give Lapeer that opening?
I don't think it can be that easy, personally saying. I think that Grand Blanc will fight through. I don't think that they're taking any individual game for granted. And even though Lapeer is obviously the underdog here, I just don't think that there's any way that Grand Blanc will just let an easy win fall.
Yeah, we'll make sure for all you Lapeer fans out there, screen record that one, get Taryn on your feed, as we'll see the result of this game, the national anthem being played right now. Going through the most recent history to wrap things up here on the pregame show, and don't worry, we'll be here for halftime as well. It is Grand Blanc 2-0 in conference, 5-0 on the season, one of few teams left in Michigan high school football in the undefeated, in that survivor pool, along with Davison. They have held opponents in 3 separate occasions to 6 points, a 56-6 win over Flint Carmen Ainsworth, a 49-6 victory over Traverse City West, and then their most recent game against Lansing Everett, 41-6 was the win. So Grand Blanc absolutely on fire. Also, we failed to mention number 7 in the state according to the Detroit Free Press Week 5 Super 10, regardless of division. But we'll go to the Lightning's most recent schedule as well. Like we mentioned, a recent loss to Saginaw Heritage in their last week, 42-20 was their loss. But on homecoming against Carmen Ainsworth, 47-28 was their final score. And before that, their second win in a row at the time, Saginaw, where they defeated them 21-6. Lapeer sitting at 2-1 in the conference. A win tonight can bring them to 3-1, and depending on how other teams go, it could be first place. 2-3 is their overall record as well. So to wrap things up here on the pregame show, here we want to remind you that we'll be here for halftime as well, and for the postgame, we'll have interviews with not only our students up in the broadcast booth with Chris Renwick, but we'll also have interviews with players of the winning team. And there's no way to know who that would be. You'll have to tune in and find out who is the victor in this matchup between the Bobcats and the Lightning. And in our final minute, Lyric and Taryn, let's get your predictions down. Let's write it in paper and see how the results stand, how we're going to look for this game. What are your predictions?
My predictions for Grand Blanc is a 35-7 win over the Lapeer Lightning.
Me and Taryn always say the same exact score predictions every time that we broadcast together. I think it's going to be 35-7 as well. I think that, I'm just saying that Grand Blanc is a ranked team. They're 5-0. Lapeer's 2-3. They've lost a lot of seniors this year. Grand Blanc is D1, and Lapeer moved down to D2. And Grand Blanc has a home field advantage. And not only that, it's their senior night. This game means more because they're leaving their field.
And leaving their magnificent field, I believe, for this game. The Lightning are going to have a hard time here. I do also think the Bobcats are going to be the victors tonight. It'll be a score into the 28s, down to 14 for Lapeer. That is my prediction for the final score. And now we'll kick it to the booth. Kickoff is next here on WJR.
Detroit. From the heart of America and the high school home game gridiron, this is the Drive to the Game on 760 WJR. Sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Now here's your hometown football host, Chris Renwick.
Good evening from Grand Blanc, where the sun is just starting to set. The lights are on, and there is a large crowd here to cheer on their Bobcats tonight. This community obviously has been through a tremendous ordeal over the last week. There has been a great coming together of this community, and they are now going to do as many have done before. When tragedy strikes, they assemble through sports, and that's what we're going to experience tonight here at Grand Blanc as they host Lapeer, who is struggling a bit this year, 2-3 on the season. The Bobcats are undefeated, but you can't look past what Lapeer brings to the table. They could pop one off here and certainly come out of here with a win. Chris Renwick alongside my color analyst tonight, Ethan Pavey and Noah Shamami. They both join me up here. It's not in the booth tonight. We're on the booth. We are outside, and it is a beautiful night. Ethan, it's good to see you back. We had you last year.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful night for some football. I can't wait for kickoff.
I'm glad I didn't scare you off where you agreed to come back. So that's good news.
It was a blast last time. Saw my Birmingham Groves get a victory, so hopefully we can see another good game today.
And Noah, it's good to have you for the first time. You've called a lot of games. You've been in this position before. Can you imagine what a beautiful sight for this?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say, what a great breeze this is, being outdoors to call a great game, and my heart goes out to the families of Grand Blanc, and looking forward for a big show tonight, and here we go.
So here come the Lightning. They're going to receive this opening kickoff. Back deep, Preston Henley and Will Fisher back deep for the Lightning. Not only are they obviously mourning the loss of people here in this community, but they are decked out in their pink here as well as they're trying to stamp out cancer. And the opening kickoff, we are underway here in Grand Blanc. That's going to go through the back of the end zone for the touchback, and the Lightning will start things off at their own 25-yard line. And so, check that, the 20-yard line, pardon me. So now, again, you look at where the Lightning have been this year, ups and downs, coming off of a loss last week. You know, when you're in that kind of position, it's just one play at a time, right? It's just get positive yards, pick up a first down.
Yeah, and their starting quarterback, Cameron Vanacek, is going to have to throw the ball very efficiently as the Grand Blanc defense loves to blitz, and they bring it. So we're going to have to do some quick passes and first runs at least 4 to 5 yards to get that good field position.
Vanacek's going to spread him out here, 3 to the right. He's going to throw that way on a little screen, but snuffed out pretty well on that far side. Nice job by that safety coming down from his spot. Dalen Taylor making the stop for a loss of 2.
Yeah, that's early signs of that press defense they have right there, and they just got it. If Lapeer can get over that little hump, past the first guy and make a big cut and get some yards downfield.
3 receivers to the left now for Vanacek. He wants to go that way. Got a man out across the 20-yard line to the 23. Push back pretty immediately. Will Fisher on the receiving end of that. It's going to be a 3rd down and long here.
Yeah, it's been this game, especially for Lapeer, it's coming to midway through the season, maybe looking towards the playoffs right now. Not looking too good, but they are 2-1 in league play currently. So maybe if they can get some momentum throughout this game, it could be a good game. But
we've got a flag here on the field, pointing towards the Bobcats' direction.
As I was saying, Lapeer, they definitely need to build on some momentum from this game. I know they're coming off a loss last week. They should definitely try to gain this momentum to start making that playoff push in the second half of the season.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7 here. Lightning moving right to left, and they're all whites, the green lids. Motion man comes left to right. Rolling, throwing that way, and just right between the arms, looking for Will Fisher again. That one falls incomplete, and the Lightning are going to have to punt it away after a quick 3 and out. And the good defense there by Grand Blanc.
That was a design play for Fisher, and they had the lead block out there. If he just would have made the catch, turned upfield, but now a chance for Grand Blanc to turn it the other way.
Yeah, their quarterback there was a little rushed, rolling out to his right. A little more time from that offensive line maybe could have landed in a higher pass, landing in a completion.
Jeremiah Coleman will be back deep at his own 40-yard line.
First team All-League last year, Jeremiah Coleman.
Good snap. Gets this one away. Kind of a wobbler at the 40. Backtracking, catches it. Out to the 45-yard line and then taken down hard at the 50. So good starting field position here for the Bobcats, led by Jake Morrow, who's a guy that can absolutely spin it.
Oh, yeah. This Bobcats offense so far has been on fire, putting up from 35 to 56 points. They are definitely looking for that end zone in all quarters of the game, just firing on all cylinders today.
Yeah, and they've played every single game they've played. They'd scored at least 35 points. So they're starting at the midfield area right now, so expect that to maybe increase.
A lot of size on this offense, too. Another flag here.
Penalty before the snap.
It's going to go again against the Bobcats. Get the call. Coaching staff doesn't like it.
Illegal equipment. Number 4 on the offense. Second instance. 5-yard penalty.
Illegal equipment.
Did you say second instance? So
A second instance of illegal equipment. So that moves them back 5 yards. So it's 1st and 15 now from their own 45-yard line. I'm not sure what the illegal equipment was.
You don't see that every day.
The first 2 minutes of a game.
Right,
is pretty
right.
unbelievable.
And it's the second time, so it's already 2 warnings given out.
So here's a little trickery. They move the quarterback out to the far side. Direct snap to Jeremiah Coleman, who picks up 4 yards. They motion Jake Morrow out to the far left receiver spot. Then he came back. Coleman faked the flip to him and then ran it up for 4.
Let's talk about Jake Morrow for a second. This is his 3rd year starting for this Bobcats team. First team All-League last year. He definitely has some experience under his belt, so I'm excited to see what he can turn around in this offense today.
All right, Morrow takes, evading a sack. Out to the 45, to the 50, still on his feet at the 40, gets it up for a first down, and he dips out of bounds, shy of the 35-yard line of the Lightning, and that's a big run. He can certainly throw the ball, but he can use his legs too.
Yes, definitely. Last season, he had a total of 942 rushing yards. On top of that, 10 rushing touchdowns. So you could see from that play what he can do with his legs. We'll see how he can incorporate his arm.
And then avoiding the sack there, right? He could have just dumped it out to a safety valve, the Ashton Brown, the backup running back, but instead he just dipped around that pressure and picked up big yardage. 1st and 10 now from the 36-yard line. Here's the motion man. Morrow's going to take it, keep it up the middle. Squeezes into the 30-yard line, mark him down at the 29, so we'll pick up a 7 on the play.
Keep an eye on Micah Kemp, the player who just went in motion, senior. He has a great highlight reel coming out of the previous game. So look for that. Look for him to be the man downfield, as well as B.J. Cleveland for the checkdowns.
All right, 2nd down and 3. Morrow to the shotgun takes. Going to give it to his back, who makes a cut at the line of scrimmage. Out to the 20, to the 15, cuts it outside, to the 5, into the end zone, touchdown. Ashton Brown from 26 out, and the Bobcats are on the board first.
The sophomore with an incredible run. What was that, 30-plus yards, just taking it to the house by himself, cutting across the field. Beautiful run, and you love to see it from the offense getting started early in this game.
And great blocking, too. You can see he was untouched there. He didn't have it. He ran right up the hole and to the outside, and that's a great way to start for Grand Blanc. Get a first possession punt, march down the field, touchdown.
Grand Blanc runs the swinging gate type of extra point attempt where all of the offensive linemen huddle up and gather up way towards the in between the hash and the sideline, and then they kind of swing over, get into position. And that extra point attempt is up, and it's good. 9:01 to play here in the opening quarter, and Grand Blanc takes a quick 7-0 lead. And this is what they do. They can get on top of you quick, and then things can get a little out of hand if you don't keep pace with them.
And I'm expecting a lot more pressure on the quarterback for this drive to try and get the ball back quickly. Another score. For Lapeer, though, they got to hit those quick passes and get the lead blocks out so they can make that first block and cut around the outside and hopefully get 10, 15 extra yards out of it.
And what you don't want to get into the position of doing is you can't go multiple 3-and-outs, right? Your defense is gassed. Meanwhile, over here on the near sideline, they have been taking it easy, taking a rest, a little bit of a long sustaining drive there. So you got to put some first downs together, certainly. So getting word on those two illegal equipment pieces were knee pads and then a mouth guard.
I mean, Kaysen Sendry, Fair State commit on that second one on offense, the wide receiver. Coming from that caliber of a player, you hope to see never see that again.
All right, here's the kick. It's going to be a little squibber. That one's touched through the legs of one return man, now bouncing it to the outside, trying to find a crease, and he's just not going to be able to do it. That on the return, Will Fisher, again, a dynamic player for this Lightning offense, couldn't quite get to the 20-yard line, spot him at the 18, and that's where Lapeer will take over.
And Chris, going back to the equipment issue, I could understand something with the knee pad issue, maybe something I don't know, but the mouth guard, that's for mouth protection. I can't imagine what could be illegal about that.
Well, I think they have certain requirements. I think there are certain things that you can wear that you can't wear. So maybe they just have something. They're trying to get it past the crew here, but it didn't work that time.
You take so many reps, I would feel like you would know that you don't have your mouth
right,
guard in.
Yeah, right. All right, spread them out. 5 receivers set here for Lapeer. Getting pressured and then taken down. Cameron Vanacek had no time to diagnose that play at all. That defensive line was in there quick. Braylon Toynes, Ben Stanley absolutely collapsed the pocket.
And that's what they do as long as their linebackers, Brady, Pacharos, and Robert Giles and Peyton Gates. They send all 3 linebackers with their interior defensive linemen to just create that havoc.
Yeah, they have a stout front 7 here for Grand Blanc. And they bring, it's not necessarily that they bring extra guys, but the pressure that they generate is pretty unbelievable. All right, here's a high snap. Oh, helmet's off. Just a yard gain. Oh, boy. Yeah, that was right in the middle of that pile.
Ben Stanley wrapped him up.
So Ben Stanley making the tackle here for Grand Blanc.
Frank Allen coming off the field with that helmet.
Jeez. So 3rd down and long here.
This is exactly what Grand Blanc's looking for. Hopefully, if some way can Lapeer get down the field here.
3rd and 14, no running back in the backfield. Vanacek looking, steps up, throws, got it, and out to the 25-yard line, cuts it up. Boy, I think he might just get there. I thought maybe he was going to be a half a yard short, but if they're marking him at the 28-yard line, nope, they're going to say he's just shy.
And they're going to have to punt it. Great play design on there, sending everybody to the right and the lone receiver to the left.
It's almost the Philly special.
Right.
He scrambled to his right and threw back left.
Just missing the running back flick, and you got one.
Yeah. Exactly right.
You love to see the Lapeer offense come alive. They looked pretty stagnant over the first couple drives. Hopefully they can build on this energy for the rest of the game.
Certainly. All right, they're going to go for it. 4th down, picking it up. Out to the 30-yard line. Nice running there. Lincoln Hensel on the direct snap. He's a running back, a linebacker, does a lot either way. He's a big guy, and he gets the first down for Lapeer. I'll be honest, I actually love that play. I really do. I mean, you're coming in here as the underdog. You're going to try to prove a point here to your offensive line that you're going to be able to pick up a yard, and they did it.
And, I seen the quarterback go off. I'm like, oh, well, they're going to punt. And then, the formation. That was kind of a surprise to me up here and seeing it. But yeah, like what you said, they're going for the win here. They need to get some spark going.
Hensel stays in the game at quarterback, takes it. Another just really nice job of collapsing that pocket. He was looking to run behind big number 74, Gerald James Sisson, the offensive lineman, and just was trying to be the lead blocker, but that defensive line just absolutely collapsed the walls around him, and there was very little room. He's lucky he got two.
Lapeer trying to pick up on their run game over here right now. We didn't see too many runs in that opening drive, but now 2 back-to-back, one getting that first down. Hopefully they can bring that run game alive to open up the passing game.
And they're going to keep Lincoln Hensel in the game.
To later open up more in the field.
So they line up Gerald James Sisson in the backfield. So you got a lot of beef out there. Here another design keeper out to the 35-yard line to the 36.
That's 3 straight plays up the middle, runs. Similar formation from those 3 plays.
And again, Sisson is just the lead blocker, so he's serving as the running back for all intents and purposes. He's a large running back. He's like Jerome Bettis size, but certainly trying to create a little alleyway for Hensel. So now it's 3rd down and 5. They need their own 41-yard line. Here again, on the keeper, following his blocks, out to the 42. And enough for a Lapeer first down.
Well, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're quietly marching, first down. And I believe that is another first down for Lapeer.
It is.
Beautiful drive that they're putting together so far.
Here comes Morrow back in.
So he's going to get the call from the sideline. So good work there.
Excuse me, Cameron Vanacek.
Lincoln Hensel gets a pat on the head from coach. All right, they go tight formation, heavy up front. Vanacek from the shotgun, calls for it, gets it. Another designed run. He's going to keep it. Same play as they were running with Hensel. This time they bring the quarterback, throw in an extra wrinkle. He gets to the 46-yard line, gain of 4.
And with all these runs that they're executing, we might see some play action down the field. Maybe a little long ball or something. Maybe catch Grand Blanc off on their heels.
We've seen this one pass in this drive, and their opening drive was 3 passes and a 3 and out. You love just the mix of running and throwing. You love to see it come to life.
Yeah,
for
they are
Lapeer.
trying to grind that out. I mean, you've got your deepest safeties 8 yards from the ball. There it is again, Vanacek. Out to the 48-yard line, so he'll pick up an extra 2, makes it 3rd and manageable.
Just chewing away at this Bobcats defense right now.
And again, credit those guys up front. Like Braylon Toynes is a big fella, and he is absolutely dominating the line of scrimmage. I mean, these runs, hypothetically, they look like 6-7 yard runs. He's blowing them up. Now they try to run away from him on the other side. Gets across the midfield stripe out to the 49-yard line.
And that's another stop for pretty much no gain there. That's what you're saying. Yeah, the Alan Frank, Braylon Toynes, and Ben Stanley, Caleb Hill, they're collapsing that center and allowing those linebackers to get there. And Lapeer's running pretty much everybody on the line. They're playing some pretty power run football.
I would have to think at this 4th and 1 they're going for it. And not surprisingly, I would think that they're going for that another running play as this drive is going on right now.
Yeah, Lincoln Hensel's back in the game. He's in the shotgun. Calls for it. Gets it. Trying the outside. Oh, I don't think he got it. He did not follow the blocker that time. He instead tried to go over right tackle, and that time nobody was home. Elijah Wells all over it. The DB coming down to make a big 4th down stop.
He came in flying like a helicopter to get right past the hole and just stuck him.
He's getting sick of all those run plays that they've been running so far.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
I actually think there was a bit more of a lane there than there had been on all those other previous runs, but Hensley decided to bounce it outside instead of staying inside that tackle, and as a result, it's going to be a turnover on downs, and here come the Bobcats from their own 49. Morrow from the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers right. Takes, gives around the short side of the field, the left side. That's Jeremiah Coleman on the carry. Picks up 4 yards on the play.
I'm expecting a lot out of Jeremiah Coleman today. Last year, 1,200 all-purpose yards on top of 12 scores. Huge year, and with that coming all-team first league last year. Hopefully he can build on that, and we can see a very explosive game out of him today.
2nd and 6. 2 receivers left, 3 right. Empty backfield for Morrow. Ball far hash mark, moving left to right. Now they motion man. He's got it. Nope, Morrow's going to keep it. What a fake. Makes a man miss at the 45-yard line, gets to the 40, and then forced out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Flag comes in, potential late hit area. That was a heck of a ball fake.
Some jawing over there after that play, throwing him out of bounds.
That's a personal foul against Lapeer, and that's going to hurt. Looks like he got to about the 37, 38-yard line, pushed out of bounds, and then some extracurriculars after, and you can't have that if you're Lapeer.
Yeah, especially when you're going up against a giant like Grand Blanc. You know that every penalty is so key to. That's another 15 yards for Grand Blanc.
So they'll spot this at the 22-yard line, so knocking on the red zone. 1st and 10. Bobcats up 7-0, 1:46 to play here in the first. Morrow sends a man in motion. Ooh, takes the high snap, composes himself, goes to the end zone, touchdown.
Oh my.
I mean, Kasten Zendry didn't have anybody within 5 yards of him. That was one of the easier pitch and catches that you're going to have in this league.
I mean, just looking at the quarterback, you would have thought the play was blown up. Trouble with the snap, high snap, runs into his running back, and then he looks downfield, wide open man in the end zone. Beautiful job from the quarterback from turning nothing into something.
Micah Kemp was coming on the cross. High snap, ran into him, tried to fake it to Jeremiah Coleman, and then composed himself. That can be really difficult to do, but Jake Morrow did it and found his man in the end zone.
And Sendry was the intended target on that play. It just took a little dipsy doodle to get it there. And but that's for Lapeer though. They've got to connect on those misconception plays where it does blow up in their face, and they've got to execute that. Unfortunately, didn't go in their favor this time.
Good snap. That kick is up and good. $1:41 to play here in the first. It's all Grand Blanc. They're up 14-0. By the way, I got to tell you, what a beautiful facility.
Oh my goodness.
Here at Grand Blanc. I mean, I think it's only was built a year or two ago, but this is a top of the line facility here for the Bobcats. You've got a big video scoreboard. You've got a sports athletic facility on one end zone, on the opposite end zone. All of the stands are completely redone, brand new on both sides. A wonderful little welcome vestibule when you walk into the complex.
From both sides.
Really nice.
Both entrances.
Yeah.
We're up here on the top of the booth right now, and you can just see for miles. And on top of that, they have 3 football fields sitting right here.
3 football fields.
3 full-size football fields.
They've got the one here that they're playing on, then they've got their practice facility, and then they've got their old field, which, I got to be honest, is still pretty nice. I think there's a lot of schools in the state of Michigan that would be envious of that field. So a really nice facility here for Grand Blanc football.
Making the best out of it, 5-0 this season, too.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
There's another flag was thrown on the 20.
Penalty flag before the kickoff.
It's not quite sure why.
Number 6 for Lapeer, trotting off the field.
Yeah. Looks like, is it another equipment issue?
Violation. 6 on the return team. First instance, no penalty.
You rarely see this
I'm
once, let alone 3 times.
I have no idea.
He's playing with his thigh pad, so maybe it's something to do with that.
So something in the pads. I don't know. For whatever reason, they don't like what these guys have on tonight.
I'm trying to
2
think.
of those have been on Grand Blanc, these equipment penalties, and now that's the first that'll appear. All right, here's the kick. Whoever's in charge of that trombone is fantastic. The little slide on the kickoff.
Ooh.
Big hit there. Will Fisher on the bring back. Really nice coverage. Ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line.
We saw an amazing drive last time Lapeer was on offense. Really, their run game was their foundation over there. Hopefully they can build on that. Made it to the 51, just couldn't get that first down on that fourth and one. Let's see if they can build on that on this upcoming drive to end the first quarter.
I don't want to take away from what's happening in the game, but the sunset we have right now,
Yeah,
being out here,
we got the moon in front of us, sunset behind us.
Yeah. Oh, the moon too. Yeah, this is like all in one you could have.
Yeah,
enjoy a great football game.
It's a beautiful night here in Grand Blanc, and for a community that certainly deserves it. All right, here's a push out to the 24-yard line, so just a gain of 3. Again, it's just tough sledding inside. They're going to continue to hang with Lincoln Hensel. Just trying to run that football, chunk this thing out.
Second down and 7.
Those safeties are still playing pretty shallow. Wells and Keandre Cummings. So maybe if they could go down the field, I don't know if they.
I actually don't think they have a receiver on the field.
Right. So like a play
I think these are all offensive linemen or defensive linemen. Hensel's going to take the outside. He'll get a yard and a half out to the 26.5-yard line, or the 26-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and 5. So big third down here again. Hensel's going to stay on the field. And maybe their thought process is just you get 2 downs. Like, give me 3 yards, give me 2 yards, and away we go. This is like old school Big Ten football with a wrinkle, with a Wildcat wrinkle. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. All right, Hensel from the shotgun takes. Going to get met in the backfield. That's a loss. All the way back at the 21-yard line, 22-yard line. That was absolutely blown up on the outside. You can credit big number 42, Alan Frank, from the defensive line position, blowing it up.
As you see, number 74 for Lapeer offensive lineman, Jiro James Sisson is hopping off the field.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on his progress. Meanwhile, that's the end of the first. Grand Blanc up 14-0. We'll take a break. Second quarter action coming up on the other side on WJR.
This is Sportscaster.com. Have a dream to one day be a professional sportscaster? Love commenting on sports? Want to be the next great voice? Sportscaster.com is the place to make those dreams come true. A great sports broadcaster is able to capture the action.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Amplify the drama.
To the end zone! Touchdown Detroit Lions! Oh my!
Create memories forever etched in our minds.
A year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Send shivers up our spine, make us leap out of our seat, scream at the TV, and even ask ourselves, did that really just happen?
Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Now it's your turn to let your voice be heard.
Once again, versatility, the word of the night for Anthony Battani.
Sportscaster.com provides all the tools you need to produce your own content, create your own sports talk show, stir it up with sports commentary, and even take a shot at live play-by-play. Whether young or old, new to sportscasting, or a seasoned voice in sports, just sign up and open your own channel, create and upload your content, and show the world you know sports. Sportscaster.com. Now, we put the mic in your hands and put you in the center of the action.
You're getting the only high school football game coverage in Southeast Michigan you need. The Drive to the Game. Sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Once again, Chris Renwick.
All right, now they're going to spread it out on this punt. Couple of motion men left to right, and those same linemen move back. Here's the snap. Ooh, almost got a hand on it.
Good punt.
That's going to send Jeremiah Coleman back, fielded at the 30-yard line on the hop, then get to the 40 and then chopped down at the 41-yard line. So that's where Grand Blanc is going to take over. And the real problem for Lapeer, aside from these drives stalling out and really kind of shortening the game with these short runs, you're going to give Grand Blanc good starting field position again at their own 41-yard line. So that creates a bit of a problem here for Lapeer as we continue on.
And that was with a great punt. So he punted from the goal line basically, and that was with a great punt to get 60 yards down the field to at least have him work for some kind of yards to march.
All right, here comes Jake Morrow and company in this offense. They stack two receivers far side. Morrow, here's the motion man. Take, give. Up the middle, that's Jeremiah Coleman, picking up 2 yards out to the 43. That's a good job on that left side of that defensive line. They just kind of collapsed down. There wasn't not a lot of room to roam. So out to the 42. And one of the things that Grand Blanc loves to do on offense is they love the motion. They love that pre-snap eye candy, keeps the defenses guessing. And certainly Micah Kemp is one of the guys that they like to move around a lot. He's been on the move a lot tonight.
Even on the extra points.
Exactly.
They've been moving that offensive line.
Exactly right.
Keeping us guessing.
3 receivers right, 2 left. Morrow sets, 3-step drop, wants to go over the top. Got a man coming back to the ball, makes the catch at the 15-yard line over the receiver, Micah Kemp. Oh, my goodness. That goes for a touchdown, but there is a flag, and then another one comes out. I think that was Wyatt Hind in coverage.
It was a beautiful ball.
He went over the back of Hind to make the catch, hauled it in. It was actually a little underthrown by Jake Morrow, but a really good ball. And he had to go over Hind's back, make the catch, pull it over his helmet, and then keep his composure on his feet, stay in, and get into the end zone.
I mean, he threw it from his own 41-yard line, maybe got it near the opposite 10. That's like, what, a 50-yard gain?
It's a big arm.
That's a big throw for a high school quarterback.
And Kemp's got his own highlight reel on YouTube, and that was one of the plays that looks like on his highlight reel, that exact play. Mossing over a defender, catch and run for the touchdown.
So they're going to call pass interference on the play, but obviously Grand Blanc has declined that. That is... Okay, so then Grand Blanc gets the unsportsmanlike conduct call after the play. But that is one of the better catches that you will see at any level of football. I mean, that is elite ball skills. That is going up to high point the ball. That is tracking. I mean, that is a heck of a catch by Micah Kemp. It's just not even quite a minute into this second quarter. That kick is up and no good. Coming around the edge to get a hand on it, Jalen Gosnick just got enough on that to push that thing to the right. So a little bit of a silver lining there for the Lightning, but again, you got to put a drive together here offensively.
Yes, you do, and this is probably the most important drive coming up for them as they're down 3 possessions and heading into halftime. I know there's 11 minutes left, but Grand Blanc does the ball to return, so big possession coming up here for Lapeer.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I mean, I think at some point, Lapeer's got to open things up a little bit, and here's the plus side upside of that, or plus side downside, I suppose. You start pushing some of those safeties back a little bit, right? You start throwing the ball down the field a little bit. It's harder to run an offense that way. You don't necessarily want the pass to set up the run, but you got to push some of these guys back. I mean, they're 5-6 yards off the line of scrimmage, the secondary. Yeah, so you really got to push them off the ball.
We saw them trying to do that earlier in their first possession of the game, going out strong with 3 passes. It didn't go the way they wanted, but you saw that they were trying to implement that pass offense. They're trying to get there slowly, but right now they're relying heavily on that run.
Kicking off from the 25-yard line, Ben Stanley.
All right, so here's the kickoff. Fielded at the 12, across the 20 to the 25-yard line, trying to find a little room up the middle. There is, out to the 35-yard line. and then to the 36. Nice little bring back there. Will Fisher brings it back. So now here come the Lightning, and they gotta find a way to extend this drive and put a little points on the board. Problem is with these runs, you're beating a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, and they're known for the run game, as some of the passing, but in terms of the run game, Lincoln Hensel, who rushed for 86 yards on 13 carries, they're going to need to get some kind of at least 5 to 6 or 4 to 6 yards on the carry. That way it frees up maybe some play action down the field, because right now those safeties are coming down, firing down the line of scrimmage.
All right, so I think that's still Lincoln Hensel out there. Nope, now they're going to move him over. He lined up at running back. Cameron Vanacek is back, but we got a whistle.
Timeout. Lapeer.
So Lapeer didn't like what they saw there. 10:52 to play here in the first half. Grand Blanc up 20-0. And look, if you don't like what you see, you got to take the time out, get it right, and make sure you run this play successfully.
Yeah, they need something going into this halftime. Down 20 right now. With what they can put together in this final 11 minutes of the first half will determine how this game ends up. They just want to cut that lead a little bit, maybe chew up some clock, so when Grand Blanc gets the ball back, they can't score. But Grand Blanc is they're firing on all cylinders right now. It's a very impressive game from their point of view.
And so is their stadium. I mean, the facility right by the end zone and the logo.
I think I heard earlier today that this is their homecoming game, and their student section did not disappoint, all in their pink down there.
Yep, in the pink for cancer awareness. There are a lot of causes they're drawing attention to tonight. Also selling shirts. We're
shirts.
Stronger Together. Were they free?
Yep.
The black shirts?
Yep.
Oh, great. We're Stronger
Thanks
Together.
For reminding me. Well, no, but
yeah.
On the serious note, my heart goes out to those families of Grand Blanc.
It's unthinkable.
Love wins at the end of the day. Love, outshines hate, and that's what we need to start. That's what everybody needs to start bringing. Just more love and less hate.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of compassion since that, and in the wake of tragedies, communities gather. How do you gather? What are the things happening in communities? Well, tonight your football team is really good, and you provide a little bit of a release and relief here for the community. They have absolutely shown out tonight. All right, quick 3-step drop, wants to throw down the field, incomplete. Looking far side, Will Fisher was streaking down that far sideline, but missed them. But I like the idea here, trying to push those secondary players, those corners, those safeties back a little bit, and maybe that opens up a little bit of room inside.
First throw we've seen from Lapeer in a while, it feels like.
Yeah, ever since the Lightning special that they dialed up. So 3rd down and long here. It's going to be 3rd and 13. Cameron Vanacek will stay out there. Spread them out. 2 receivers left, 2 right.
I'm expecting one of the outside linebackers to come in on the blitz. Apply pressure on Lapeer.
4 down lineman. Here comes the linebacker. Throws, got a man. Shy of the 40-yard line. That is just good, strong tackling on the outside. Really, really nice job. Dalen Taylor just absolutely driving him back. That's when you see them push the sleds. That's what they practice for.
Right there, yeah. And, that was a great hit stick. And a good play design by Lapeer. They got the guy open. It's just like what you were saying, Chris. He came flying in and made the tackle.
Back on punt return for Grand Blanc, Jay Coleman.
So now once again, Lapeer's going to have to punt it away. Clock continues to run. 9:25 to play here in the second. Grand Blanc up 20-0. Oh, almost got a hand on that
Another
one, too.
almost block.
Here's Coleman on the bring back. Couple men missed. Dipsy Doodle at the 40-yard line out to the 43. And that's where Grand Blanc will take over offensively. Jake Moore and company coming out. And again, 9 minutes left here. Still a lot of time here in the second quarter. Grand Blanc, they're thinking, all right, let's score here. Let's get another stop. Let's try to put some more points on the board.
I think so, too. And they're starting around the same area they did last time where they scored around the 40-yard line. And I said, Lapeer's, great punt. It put him out of at least field goal position. But Micah Kemp with a great catch to get him into the end zone.
All right, here's Jake Morrow from the shotgun. And we've got whistles. Lapeer wants to take another timeout. That's their second timeout now. 9:04 left here in this second quarter. They just didn't see something that they liked.
Yeah, they know how important this drive is, so they want to make sure everything is knotted up and on the defensive side to maybe force a turnover. And on Grand Blanc's side, this is your time to go up 4 scores in only the second quarter. So can't imagine what the play calling would be.
Yeah. Well, you guys both played sports. Ethan, I think you said you played basketball and baseball. You played hockey and baseball. What is it like, Lapeer's down a little bit here. Certainly game's not over, a lot of time left. But what's the mindset that you got to have when you're in between the lines, right? When you're on the ice and you're down by a few and it feels like a lot. What kind of mindset do you need to have?
You need a big momentum swing. You need something to just spark a flame, and then that flame just embarks and just goes everywhere. And I mean the team. So you just need a big hit,
play,
a big turnover, interception, fumble. Heck, if you fumble, score for a touchdown, that would spark Lapeer to. I feel like that's what would need to happen.
Yes, this is definitely where big leaders start to show up, how they can react and how they can bring their team up with even this situation that they're in right now. This is how teams build together and their chemistry come together.
All right, here's the give. Ashton Brown. That play was designed for the right, cut it left. It's a long way to run for 2 yards, but it's positive yards.
You were saying about the leadership. Jalen, number 20 on Lapeer, just made a great tackle, which stopped at least 10 yards down the field. So that's the leadership you were talking about to kind of spark the flame and, get going.
Yeah, definitely. In this situation, you're down 20, don't have the ball, 8:30 left to go in the second quarter. This is where that leadership definitely comes in. You need to have that person who's picking up the players' heads who might be down and drooping right now.
Here's the take, give, right side with a hole. Cuts it back upfield at the 45-yard line, enough for a first down. Gain of about 10. Again, Ashton Brown just making a little something happen here. That's a big chunk yards and a first down.
At the Lightning 43, that is another Bobcat first down.
So first down here for Jake Morrow and company.
The last time these two teams met was in last year's playoffs. Grand Blanc won there in a score of 42-13. It's looking, it might be that same outcome today.
All right, little quick pop pass. Oh, and ran into the referee.
Oh, no.
And the ref is down. Hold on. Hold everything. He was looking for big Aaron Jones. And when I say big, I mean he's got a little Rob Gronkowski in him. I mean, he is a big fella.
I started feeling for the ref right
there.
No
doubt.
I saw the way he went, act back, and I'm glad he's okay. So.
It was just a little pop pass up the seam. And he ran right into the referee.
Good defense.
Tried to get out of the way.
Defense on the ref's part right there. Lapeer got
Lapeer with a little tip of the hat there. All right, so on the incomplete, it's second down and 10. Morrow with 2 receivers, right ball far hash mark, moving right to left. Morrow takes 5-step drop, cuts it upfield, sees a lot of grass, pumps, and then runs. Couple of fakes, now cuts it back left at the 30-yard line with more room, switches the ball out to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Jake Morrow, you got to be kidding me.
That run just really shows you his legs. We saw it earlier in the game with his long touchdown. Like I said earlier, his 942 rushing yards last year. You really get to see it on full display here tonight. He's having an outstanding game with his long passes and his long rushes.
I mean, that is elite play. There is a flag, though, down at about the 15-yard line. That's usually in the area of a hold. That's where he was starting to turn that corner.
Blindside block.
Oh, blindside block.
15 yards from the spot of the foul.
So unfortunately, that goes against Kasten Sendry, and that's going to move him back. I don't care.
That
is
was
a heck of a
great run. That was shifty, smooth, and to run down the sideline, get the block, that was a great play. That was something to see right there.
That Sendry and Jack Morrow just gave each other a big hug. that's a my bad.
Yeah, that play wouldn't have happened if that offensive line didn't open a big hole. As you said earlier, there was just so much green grass in front of him. He took one pump fake, took a little defenders off of him, but still that offensive play wouldn't have been there if that offensive line didn't open that beautiful gap for him.
So instead of the touchdown, I don't care, it happened. We saw it. They moved it back to the 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Morrow takes. Here's a give Coleman. Boy, oh boy, the hole on that far side. Out to the 15-yard line, inside the 15, down to the 12. I mean,
Coleman's speed is just no match for no match for everybody. Just getting out to the outside, cutting up, just very quick.
Alex Fisher, the right guard, and Joey Asperger, the right tackle. I mean, the creases that they are creating, it almost. I mean, you could drive a car through that.
This Lapeer defense cannot
I think
get a
you
break
could
right
with
now.
the last one. Honestly, that was
massive holes.
Depends on what car, though, you're talking
Yeah,
about.
maybe like
sedan or
a Fiat, maybe.
Fiat,
I mean,
yeah.
a Mini Cooper. All right,
to-
here's the take. Give. Ooh, that looked dangerous. Tries to cut it back in, but there's just nowhere to go. And it's worse, unfortunately, for Jeremiah Coleman. The playmaker trying to make plays, but when there isn't anything there, he's going to lose a bunch of yards back out to the 27.
And that's something for the Lapeer defense to hold their heads on. You know, you got a long field. They got a long second down now, and maybe a turnover. But now for Grand Blanc, this is where they up the scale to get down the field.
Yeah, you get the touchdown called back. Now you get this play, goes back the wrong way. Yes, certainly.
Their defense needs to feed on this for the rest of the half, end with a bang.
2nd and 24. Morrow's going to keep it, throw it, end zone, got a man. Oh, and the turf monster got him. I think it was the corner of the B of Bobcats that tripped him up.
There's a flag on the play.
And we got a flag back in the secondary about the line of scrimmage. So we'll get that call, but Micah Kemp that was Aaron Jones screaming down the field and just got tripped up at the last second, prevented him from making that catch.
A great ball from Morrow, just like you said, the turf monster just got a little trip.
That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So that goes against the offense, and Lapeer will smartly decline it. So it's 3rd down and 24 after the incompletion. 3:06 to play here in the first half. Grand Blanc up 20-0.
Lapeer's defensive backs know they have to make a play here, a swatted pass or something, or it could be a draw.
Morrow takes. Quick 3-step drop, throws over the middle, incomplete. Good coverage. Looking that time for Micah Kemp.
Now, Grand Blanc is in such a unique situation right now. They're at the 26-yard line right now. Normal high school kickers might be able to make that barely. It's a deep kick, and
it's deep.
It's 4th and 19 right now. So if they go for it, they're giving Lapeer good field position, maybe the best field position that they've seen all day. So it's interesting to see what these coaches are thinking as they take the timeout.
Yeah, Grand Blanc's going to call it, talk it over. The offense was staying out there. The play clock was running down. I think that was the intention the whole time, just to see if the coaching staff was going to get together, get on the same page, and now they're going to talk it over. I mean, to me, I don't think you kick the field goal here. I mean, you're talking about a 45-ish yarder. That's a long ways.
And as the offense is going right now, I'd say leave them out there. And if you don't get it, and let's say you get 5-6 yards, they'll be within the 20-yard line. Lapeer, so they'll have to march 80 yards to get a score with 5 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, I actually like the spot that Grand Blanc's in at this point. And again, these are the considerations that you can make when you're up 20 points.
Yeah,
right.
What's really interesting to me is probably what's going on in the Lapeer huddle right now. They just had their best defensive stand of the night. this is where what we were talking about earlier with the leaders. This is where the leaders show up and they start hyping up their boys to keep playing like this for the rest of the game.
Yeah, but if you don't get the first down, Lapeer, that's a win.
Yes.
Right? That's a win. You
First
talk about
stop of the
that
night.
sudden change of momentum. Yeah, that's a big win.
They're off. It looks like Grand Blanc's offense is coming back out.
Yep. So they need the 2-yard line. Ball spotted at the Lapeer 26. So they need a 24-yard gain or get into the end zone. All right, 4th down and 19. Check that 24. Morrow takes one to run. Now he's scrambling, trying to find some room.
Shiftiness.
He's going to take off and run to the 20, to the 20, the 15, the 10, 5, jumping. I don't know that he got in. He got the first down to the 1. Oh, my.
I tell you what, Jake Morrow is something to watch. This is like collegiate. I'm not going to go all the way and say, you know what I'm going to say it, Mahomes. This is kind of like Mahomes. Like,
what are you doing?
Okay, but, just a little bit. Just the way he's running, missing one tackle, the other tackle, then around. It's like, this is pretty entertaining.
I mean, Jake Morrow is a 3-year starter. It's really showing right here in these long rushes. The second long rush of the drive. I mean, he was practically sacked back at the 40, and then he just got out of it and made something out of nothing. I think he might have got in there, but we have no replay here at college or in high school.
It's a good point. The fact that he has started for so many years, that helps. A junior who's in his 5th game as a starter, that looks a lot different, right? He gets a little panicky when he's being chased by 3 guys. He's getting his jersey pulled. He's going to feel a little something. That's a completely different scenario. When you got games under your belt, you know how to handle it a little better.
Yeah, it looks really confident out there, the way he's moving. He's not Mahomes yet, not yet, but the confidence is definitely there.
Sure.
Like he
There's moxie.
Yes,
absolutely.
I mean, he's had a beautiful game so far. Last year, he was all-team first league. If he keeps this up, I mean, I haven't seen his games earlier in the season, but if he keeps this up and he's been playing like this, I'd have to assume that he'd be going back to back.
And the receivers and running backs he's working with, I mean, Grand Blanc has a really good offense this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're ranked. You look at some of these different
within the top 10
publications. Detroit News, Free Press, guys like that. I mean, yeah, they're a top 10 team. You could put them up against anybody right now. I mean, they have elite talent on this roster. And when you got a guy like Jake Morrow, who is just calm, cool, collected, doesn't get razzled, doesn't get too high, too low, just very steady hand on the wheel, that helps your offense. Yeah, he does the razzle-dazzle. All right, 1st down and goal into the end zone. Yeah, you guessed it, Jake Morrow. From 1 yard out as the lights flicker here at Grand Blanc.
I like this. This is cool pyrotechnics. The way this is a good atmosphere to be for a high school football game.
I'll tell you, the first time I saw the flickering lights, I went to a game a number of years ago at Eastern, Michigan. So it was a college game, and I had never seen the flickering lights on TV, in person, and now it's become much more commonplace. I think it's awesome.
It is.
I think it is a tremendous addition to these stadiums.
At my home school, Groves, we do
You got it too, don't you?
Yeah, we do it in between the 3rd and 4th quarter to hype up the crowd. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, the crowd. Yeah, we're kind of iffy over there, but
but the 3rd and 4th quarter makes them more.
What are you doing now? Oh my goodness!
End of the game and stuff, and that's cool.
It's
Groves just catching shade tonight.
It's like what they do. I think they do that at Michigan State during their Mr. Brightside.
Number 7 on Black. 10 ball, personal foul on the defense. Those penalties.
So here's a couple penalties.
Touchdown stand.
So some offsetting penalties there.
Was that unsportsmanlike conduct?
It was unsportsmanlike conduct and excessive celebration.
On Morrow.
Yes, excessive celebration on Morrow. So they offsetting penalties. The result of the play is a touchdown, and it's good. And so now here comes the swinging gate. Extra point attempt on its way. Everybody gets settled in. Here's the snap. Ooh, little jumpy on the outside. That draws the whistle. That kick went up and through.
Before the snap.
But just a little too jumpy on the outside trying to get a piece of that. And they blew it dead, so now they'll try it again.
Head ball, encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, replay the down.
So this puts it at the 1 yard line now. And the snap, the hold, the kicks have all been really good tonight. They did have that block extra point, but the mechanics have been really good tonight for Grand Blanc. Here comes the pressure from that left side of the line. That one goes up and through. 5:37 to play here in the first half. Grand Blanc is expanding their lead. It's 27 to nothing. So you certainly can get a little down here if you're Lapeer. I mean, you had them at 4th and 24. You let them get away. You let them get the first down, which led to the touchdown. So, you know, all in all, they had the touchdown call back. They end up scoring a touchdown. Take a little more time off the clock. And now it's a math game, right? It's, okay, well, how many more possessions are we realistically going to have, right? We're going to have a handful of possessions left. Well, it's 27 to nothing. We got to start scoring. We got to start putting points on the board.
And Lapeer did have a 95 kickoff return touchdown. I believe it was last week. So that something, they had something on the 4th and 24, couldn't get it. Maybe a kickoff return. I know it's a long shot, but you're down 4 scores. Grand Blanc gets the ball at the start of the half. Something's got to start climbing up.
Just expanding on what you're talking about with this kickoff, I think that's one of their bright spots in this team so far, in this game so far. These kickoffs, they've looked like they've created holes for this returner. They just collapsed really quickly. So hopefully if they can keep those gaps open a little bit longer, they could break free for a long gain.
I'm going to tell you, it's a vibe out here in Grand Blanc. They got a good football team. This one goes into the end zone for the touchback.
That looked like a returnable ball. It's just that the Lapeer receiving team just doesn't want no part of it, the kickoff.
Yeah, I think at this point, plus you're saving a little bit of time on the clock, right?
Yep.
Put this thing at the 20 and let's get underway. But, you know, there is a swagger to this Grand Blanc team. Like, they got a vibe to themselves. And obviously very well coached, very disciplined. But they play really hard. They're very smart, know where they're supposed to be. And that makes things really difficult on opposing teams. And certainly Lapeer getting the brunt of that tonight.
They look very prepared tonight, too. And like you said about the coaching and their depth, I think a lot of it plays, you know, all of it's coming together.
Here's trips right for Vanacek. Getting pressured, and he's going to get hit hard at the 12-yard line. He took an absolute shot. Oh, my gosh. I mean, you talk about Alan Frank. He got shot out of a cannon, and Vanacek didn't see him at all.
That was a clothesline and a half right there. I don't know how. I wouldn't be able to get up from that one. I think
I saw The Rock do that to Stone Cold Steve Austin when I was growing up. That's unbelievable.
Just a full-on blitz. Didn't see it coming, trying to emphasize on that pass game. Let's see what they can do here.
2 receivers left. Here's a little bubble screen. Oh, trying that far side, nothing doing. Cuts it up, back left. Out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Very close to that first down marker at the 30. Where do they push him out at? At the 29-yard line. So that looked disastrous. Turned it into something, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 1 on the play. My goodness.
Got a little scared. He had to cut back in the beginning of that play.
That's what my kids do when I tell them we're having broccoli for dinner. They come into the kitchen, they're like, nope, and then turn around. So 3rd and 1. They need the 30 ball to 29. They go heavy. They bring back Lincoln Hensel. Pushes forward for 4 to first down to the 33. Great time to run that play.
Lincoln Hensel on direct snap.
And now they bring back Cameron Vanacek.
That'll be enough for a lightning first down.
So first down, Lapeer. Clock runs, 4:43. Lapeer down 27 to nothing. And they're going to certainly run more of these formations, spreading out this defense. Vanacek rolling, surveying, evading one tackle, gets to the 33-yard line. So not a sack, back to the line of scrimmage. That's a lot of work to do for no gain.
We talked about it earlier, trying to emphasize on these passes to back up these safeties. These safeties have dropped 2 or 3 yards since then. So hopefully now they can start bringing back that run game into this offense.
I mean, Elijah Wells is at least 10 yards off the ball, 15 yards off the ball. They moved them back a little bit. So ball near hash mark. Working with the short side of the field. They send trips to that side. One-on-one coverage on an island out to the far side. Vanacek's going to keep it. Cuts it upfield. Even when it looks like those wide receivers are throwing good blocks, this Grand Blanc defense, they just shed those blocks and fill those holes really, really quick. So it's going to be a gain of 7 on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
With a hard hit. Yeah, it looked like there was some opening opportunity, and then no, it just collapsed or came through number 6, just collapsed the defensive side. Dalen Taylor, great tackle.
So 3rd down and short here. 3:09 to play in the first half. Grand Blanc up 27-0. Here's the fake. Vanacek wants to go far side. That's a long throw, incomplete. Almost intercepted. Again, Dalen Taylor.
Looked like he was trying to tap it back inbounds for his teammate to intercept. A little NFL action right there.
Excuse me, that was Elijah Wells. Good coverage by the safety. So now it's 4th down. It's 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. They bring back Lincoln Hensley.
We're going to see the power run formation again, just run it up the gut, or maybe outside power on the weak side. But they do have 2 receivers on the outside.
Yeah, that's a new wrinkle to this formation. We have a flag on the play. Let's get the call from the official.
Timeout.
Oh, timeout. Grand Blanc is going to call that timeout.
Looked like
so again, just that little wrinkle that they hadn't seen before.
Yeah, it looked like they were having a little issue with 12 men on the field trying to run off. Took the time. I mean, was that their 3rd timeout? 3rd timeout of the half. So they had
Grand
one to
Blanc's
burn.
3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, 4th down. You're down 27, 2:55 to go in the quarter. You got to pull something out of the rabbit's out of the hat, because like nobody, we did not see that formation, and they called the timeout. And like you said, 12 men on the field. But I was kind of getting fooled on what they were going to do. I was thinking power run the whole way, and then I saw the 2 receivers. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a wrinkle that they do run out of that set with Lincoln Hensley. He's a linebacker, a running back. Obviously, he's their power guy. But, you look at how close those DBs were getting. It's like, man, you get one of those guys to break off from that formation, he could be – he wouldn't have anybody within 30 yards of him.
Ball is at the 40. 4th down.
So ball at the 40. It's 4th down. The Lightning need the 43-yard line.
So they're back to the old power run formation they were running.
Well, Vanacek is back in the game.
Another timeout.
So now I think that will be the last timeout for the Lightning. So again, just this the chess match that this game can be sometimes. We just want to see what you're dealing with.
Yeah, let's see if Lapeer can emphasize on this drive. I mean, they're at the 40, but that's saying a lot compared to their furthest drive. They've got it to the other 51.
And
so
if they don't get it here, Grand Blanc's got a great opportunity to march 40 yards down the field. You're up. That's 30 plus points.
Yeah.
Then they get the ball.
Right. Yeah, it becomes, again, it's a math game at this point.
And this 3 minutes on the clock shouldn't scare Grand Blanc.
No,
because
not at all.
The way that their offense has been moving behind Morrow, it's been incredible.
Yeah, they can put it on you quick. All right. Well, now we got no more timeouts, so we're going to run this play. Ball spotted near hash mark at the 40. They need the 43. Vanacek takes almost a little bobble there. There's his man sneaking out. He had him. He had Hensley wide open and just couldn't haul it in.
A little too jumpy on that play, a little high on the ball. If he
It was a little heaty, too.
Yeah, if he would have composed himself, he was wide open, had an extra maybe 10 yards to that play, maybe a plus or minus 15-yard play.
Yeah,
but
the run after the catch was right there. That was an easy 10, 20 yards right there down the field.
Just love the play design.
Yep.
Right, love the play design. Great play.
It was the correct call to call in that moment.
Yep,
just
no
couldn't
doubt.
execute.
Now you're giving Morrow and Grand Blanc 40 yards with 2:50 to go.
Yeah, time is not a
another
factor
stop
here for
for
Grand
Lapeer.
Blanc. Two receivers right. Morrow takes. Getting pressure, doesn't see it. He's going to hit his man, Jeremiah Coleman, out across the 40 to the 35-yard line. The way that he's able to just shift his hips, and he changes direction so fluidly. Gets inside the 35-yard line to the 33. It's a gain of 7.
Inside the 35-yard line.
This Grand Blanc offense today has just been so impressive, and Lapeer has nothing to counter them. Like, Grand Blanc is playing chess, and Lapeer is playing checkers out here right now.
So clock continues to run. 2:12. Grand Blanc looking to add to their 27-0 lead. So now they're going to send Jeremiah Coleman to the slot. Morrow's going to wants to take a shot into the end zone. Oh boy, his receiver had to turn receiver to defensive back. It was really good coverage by Evan Pretty down the field.
A little too strong on that throw. It was a 45-yard pass, but still, incredible throw, incredible arm strength by Morrow right now.
And I think the defensive back he made a good defensive play, but if he would have made the catch, that would have been a touchback at the 20. They get the ball, and it just kind of leaves another 2 plays for Grand Blanc to execute.
That's Angelo Chapman, who was the intended receiver there. So good play for him to just knock that ball away. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Ball far hash mark moving right to left. Jake Morrow takes. Really patient in the pocket, got his man screaming across the middle of the field, turns it up at the 15-yard line. Nice catch and run there. Sedri pulls it in. Enough for a first down inside the 15-yard line. Clock ticking, 1:41.
Sedri committed to Ferris State.
More than enough for a Bobcat first down.
So clock runs.
It's a nice zip pass from Morrow.
Just really composed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He just doesn't feel any pressure at all. Again, they're just taking their time. From the 14, 1st and 10. 3 receivers set to the right. Now motion man right to left. Takes. Morrow looking. Eyes downfield. Throws. Incomplete. He was looking for Coleman, but really good coverage down the field. Looked like that was Evan Hornback. Wyatt Hind in coverage.
Yeah, great play to save a touchdown. Leaping up, batting the pass away. And Morrow running down the sideline. There's that composedness running down the field, and just needs to lob it just a little higher, but good play by the defensive back.
But you talk about you mentioned checkers and chess, right? 2 vastly different games. But, I mean, Morrow was looking down the field that whole time. And yet, it almost felt like he knew he could run it if he needed to. You know, it's really impressive stuff. High snap, Morrow able to corral it. Again, just kind of dancing around, trying to find some space. Gets maybe a half a yard out to the 13. But that's it.
Flag
so that's
going to
bring up 3rd down. 2 flags come out with 54 seconds left on the clock.
Well, what looked like a loss of a play, Morrow was able to turn it into no gain.
Well, that play happened at about the 15-yard line. The flag is at the 2, so something on the back end of that play. And it's going to go against Lapeer. Jeez, that's just not what you need if you're Lapeer. Again, you got him at a 3rd and 10. Clock winding down.
I mean, it's only the second quarter, but the story of tonight is already Jake Morrow taking another high snap and making something out of nothing.
So that's a personal foul.
Remains 3rd down, though, so they do have an opportunity here if they don't kick the field goal for a turnover on downs.
So it's 4th down and call it 3.
Because it was a dead ball foul, 4th down.
Okay, there's the explanation. So dead ball foul, remains 4th down.
This would be a huge stop for Lapeer right now, gaining some momentum going into halftime. Hopefully can get this stop on 4th.
Ashton Brown checks into the game at running back. They send 2 receivers right, 2 left.
Somebody's going to need to contain Morrow.
Clock runs, 40 seconds to play here in the first half. Grand Blanc looking for more. Morrow takes, throws, got his man. That's Ashton Brown into the end zone for a Bobcats touchdown.
That's a great play. That is so hard to defend. Quick slant right up the middle, little Texas route, and Morrow with the little sling fire pass, complete touchdown.
I mean, that was the play the whole time. He was going there with the ball and nowhere else. And again, just a fraction of a second earlier, that ball could be picked, right? He just waits at the exact moment and fires that ball into the right spot.
And then Stanley will attempt the extra point.
Grand Blanc fire out here, sitting on the top of their truck just outside of the stadium here. Lights are on, horn honks when they score. Grand Blanc's finest out here enjoying the game too.
The extra point is up.
Extra points up and good. Now Grand Blanc up 34 to nothing.
34, Lapeer 0.
Yeah, and it's hard not to feel like it's a foregone conclusion, right? You don't want to feel like you've completely lost this game with still 2 quarters to play. But again, I think it's almost like gut check time, right? It's almost like if you're Lapeer, whatever. The game is what it is, but we got to go out there and play ball. I mean, Grand Blanc came out here and scored 34 points in 2 quarters. We can come out here and score 34 points in 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Not out of this thing yet.
This is where Lapeer finds their identity. This is halfway through the season. Rough game. The second half of this game will determine how the second half of their season goes going into playoffs. As we said earlier, Grand Blanc did eliminate Lapeer in last year's playoffs. Mm-hmm. So hopefully in last year's quarterfinals. So Lapeer did make it a good length. But hopefully Lapeer can really find their identity in the second half of the game and try to build up on that.
And they might be able to, because you might catch Grand Blanc sleeping up 34. They had the homecoming ceremony and everything. So this is their time to, the third quarter is their time to, play hard and ready, because they might catch Grand Blanc on their heels.
Play Lapeer football.
Benjamin Stanley is the kicker for Grand Blanc, as this one's coming back the other way. Ran into a wall at the 15, still dragging guys at the 20. Nice bring back there. Will Fisher. Benjamin Stanley is the kicker for this team. He's also the starting defensive tackle. It's not something you see very often where you've got a big fella that can kick the ball that far.
I mean, his kickoffs have been beautiful.
They've been very good.
They've been pinning him just at the 1 yard line. He caught that last kickoff at the 1. Good leg by the senior.
So it looks like he gets this play off because he had kickoff duty there. So he gets a moment to rest. All right, 24 seconds left here in the second quarter.
The hard life of being a kicker.
Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, here's the motion man, Vanacek. Scrambles, getting pressure. Throw, backside. Got his man at the 20 to the 15 to the 30 with room. Oh, and almost a blocker. Their offensive lineman just kept going. Now he gets inside the 40-yard line of Grand Blanc.
You got to at least try and spike it for a field goal or Hail Mary or something.
Absolutely.
They got 10.
So the clock stops with 10 seconds left. So again, just that little throwback play. They want to spike the ball. Clock starts when they set the sticks. Well, they hadn't quite got there yet, but they did set the ball.
That's been the play that's been connecting, that everybody goes one way and that one guy carries out, trails out.
It's a really hard play to defend,
Lapeer,
right?
I mean, they were almost gone there. The offensive lineman was just a little too slow. If he would have had that block, he would have been gone for the touchdown. And that's really good to bring the morale up for this Lapeer team. But they did. This is the furthest they've made it this far in the game at the 36.
I think it's the first time they've been in
past midfield.
Yeah, in Grand Blanc territory.
I think they made it first, but they got to the 49.
All right, 6 seconds left. Vanacek throws. Nobody home. Clock stops. 3 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete. Second down. Correction, third down.
You got 3 seconds, and
we have your credit card here in the press box, please.
As somebody's credit card has just been found.
Well, that's good. You hate to lose that. I mean, these are go routes, right?
Yeah.
Get to the end zone.
Yep.
Yeah, you just throw this thing up, see what happens. It was the play Nebraska ran a couple of weeks ago against Michigan. Right at the half, they score a touchdown on a Hail Mary. It's like, just get to the end zone. Just throw it up, you know what happens.
Let's see if this Lapeer offensive line can block for these receivers to get to the end zone.
4 receivers set. Well, Vanacek's going to run it. Going to get to the outside. Lowers his shoulder. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely laid the wood, but triple zeros on the clock. Grand Blanc heads into the half up 34-0. Can Lapeer find a way back? We'll see. Take a break. Second half action coming up here in our Drive to the Game coverage on WJR.
So what we're doing with Sportscaster.com is we're giving people a platform, a community, all focused on sports broadcasting, whether it be a podcast, a piece of commentary, stirring it up with the other guys, the Michigan-Ohio State fans getting together on a particular issue and really going at it, whatever it may be, or a live play-by-play opportunity. People can go there, subscribe to the channels, enjoy their favorite sports broadcasters and their commentary and their content. And it's a great way for people to learn and hone their craft before they go out and, do it at the NFL or the college level.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I truly do, and it's going to help broadcasters. You asked me earlier, what should a young broadcaster do to get started? Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Find a way to get on that sportscaster.com, get on that high school broadcast, and when you do, tape it, so that you have an audition tape that you can send to some other outlet, wherever it is, and say, hey, this is what I can do. This is what I've done before. Like actors send out lists of credits. Yep. This is a movie I've done before. This is a voiceover I've done before. Same thing with sportscaster.com. Get on that broadcast, find a way and do it, and then tape it, and then send it along so that someone else gets an opportunity. Who knows? You may get hired, and you're not just 1 week, you're 10 weeks in a row. And that's how you do it. It's hard. It doesn't pay a lot of money. But if you're really committed and you really want to do it, hopefully, there's nothing more rewarding. There's one of those things I tell people. I said, if you have a job you love, you don't work a day in your life. Yeah. Well, I'm guilty. And that's kind of what being a sports broadcaster, especially in play-by-play, I was very, very lucky to do that. But it starts out hard, but once you get there, it's very rewarding.
So what we're doing with Sportscaster.com.
Or stop by our showroom in Commerce.
You're listening to the Drive to the Game on 760 WJR. Live coverage of Michigan's biggest high school football matchups, presented by Sportscaster.com. Also sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Now for hometown halftime coverage, here's Chris Renwick.
Welcome back. It is halftime. We got a great second half coming up for you here in just a couple of minutes. But when you talk about the importance of high school athletics, you talk about the camaraderie, you talk about the team building, you talk about the accountability that you have. All of these things start when you're very young. And in particular, when you're talking about being a part of a team, accomplishing a similar goal, and all of those traits carry over with you throughout your entire life. They carry over into adulthood. They carry over into your professional career. And somebody who knows a lot about that is my good buddy Todd Flood over at Todd Law, who is a great partner here at WJR, and he joins me here at halftime. Todd, it's good to have you, my friend.
Always a pleasure being with you, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Your whole life was kind of shaped by your experience playing high school athletics, and that kind of changed your life, I know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would not be the lawyer I am today. I wouldn't even become close to where I am today without the discipline and the toughness and the passion of high school football and high school athletics. Football, think about it. The sweat and the injuries and the stuff going through two-a-days, the toughness of trying to get through all of those times. I'm dealing with life and death and trajectories of human beings' lives all the time today. And I got through, those grueling times, and it gave me the discipline, knowing to never quit. Never, at 2 a.m. in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going through a file for a deposition. That's not tough. That's my calling. That's what I do. But I got that discipline from an early stage in life, and I owe a lot, not only to my parents, but to sports and to football. Football was everything to me, and it really set the groundwork and the foundation for carrying on a great career.
Well, and that was your whole family's perspective too, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We all played sports. My dad, college ball, and my brothers, and we all played sports. If we had free time, on weekends, we were down at the end of the street, playing in the church field. If we weren't at the high school or if we weren't playing sports, for some team. And Allen Park High, all the way down to the Pop Warners when we played with the Bulldogs, all the way up. It was, that was the foundation for building, showing up, being disciplined, making things happen. It really was a great groundwork for me.
I mean, my oldest is 7. I coach his baseball team, and there are days when he's like, I don't want to go to practice, or I don't want to go to my game. And it's like, no, you don't get to bail, right? Your teammates are counting on you being there. Your teammates are relying on you to play your role. And certainly, even at that age, he's starting to understand that once you make that commitment, once you are a part of a team, how valuable that is. What do you envision yourself doing after your long, successful law career is over? And I know you've got a lot of years left. You talk about it being your passion and what you're built for. But what do you want to dabble in when you hang it up?
The second chapter in my life is to do two things. One is to coach. I would love to give back. I love to inspire. I love to build a team. I follow, sports all over the place, you name it, especially in team building and that discipline. I'd love to get back into high school football. And the second is to write a book. So those two passions, I'm going to, I really want to focus in on giving back to whatever level and extent I can. I'm going to. Just because, that's what we have to do. And I think, especially in today's world for which you and I live in, and it's so beautiful that you're coaching your 7-year-old, but is to, help those in the younger generations. The world is changing at a fast pace, and sometimes, we have to sit back and, make sure that we give back to those newer generations coming up, and that's something I want to do.
Are you a defensive mind, an offensive mind? How do you look at the game?
Super Bowls, are won with defenses, right?
Yeah.
But, so I'm a big defensive guy, but in today's game, offense is key, and I think you have to sustain, obviously, the offensive plays big time and the offensive time, on the field big time. But games are won, I think, by great defenses. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look at KC, look at all the great teams right now with the quarterbacks and the offensive schemes that go on. It's amazing to me how fast it is. It's amazing to me how fast the offensive schemes are nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what we just did with our last game on Sunday with the Lions. I mean, putting up that many points was amazing. Mind you, we got a run back for a touchdown and we got a great interception with great field position, but still got the ball in the end zone, right?
Yep.
So offense is obviously key, but to me, we win the big games with great defenses.
Coach Flood, you got me fired up, my friend. Always
Brother, always a pleasure, my man. Always a pleasure.
Really good stuff. That is Todd Flood of Flood Law joining us here at halftime. We'll talk again very soon.
Be well, bud.
Yeah, you do the same. We'll take a break. More coming up on our drive to the game here on WJR.
The best electrical contractors, period. The National Electrical Contractors Association of Southeastern Michigan member contractors are the best in the business, providing electrical and telecommunication services throughout the region for commercial, public, industrial, and residential projects. NECA contractors have been powering and connecting Southeastern Michigan for over 100 years. And they're proud supporters of the communities where they work and live. Put their experience and expertise to work for you. Find a NECA contractor at smcneca.org.
Have a dream to one day be a professional sportscaster? Love commenting on sports? Sportscaster.com is the place to make those dreams come true. Sportscaster.com provides all the tools you need to produce your own content, including access to the most exciting sports highlight clips. Just register and open your own channel, create and upload your content, and show the world you know sports. Sportscaster.com. Now, we put the mic in your hands.
Friday Night Football on WJR is all about tradition, pride, and supporting our local schools. And at Window World, we believe in those same values. Whether it's windows, siding, doors, or gutters, families across Michigan trust us to deliver quality and value. And just like these athletes give it their all every week, Window World gives our best with lifetime warranties and financing options. So as you cheer on your hometown team, remember, when it's time to upgrade your home, call 800-WINDOW-WORLD, visit windowworlddetroit.com, or stop by our showroom in Commerce.
Life's expensive. Gas, groceries, that trip to the store that was supposed to be $20 and turned into $200. We get it. That's why we're giving you a chance to win $1,000 5 times every single weekday with $5K a day. Pay bills, book that spa day, or just buy all the pumpkin spice you want. Listen for the national keyword to text in and win. Your chance to win $1,000 is here on 760 WJR. You're listening to the Drive to the Game on 760 WJR. Live coverage of Michigan's biggest high school football matchups, presented by Sportscaster.com. Also sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Now, direct from the sideline, here's the Sportscaster halftime team.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to halftime here at Grand Blanc High School as the Bobcats are up big at the end of the first half, 34-0 over their Saginaw Valley League rival in the Lapeer Lightning. Thank you for joining us, everybody. My name is Giovanni Mosheri, along with our Sportscaster.com MVPs, Lyric Sloan, as well as Taryn Fritching. It's been a whole lot of Bobcats in this first half here. And Lyric, give us some of the stats and the big plays of the first half.
I mean, Jake Morrow is such a great quarterback. I mean, we had predicted this in the pregame show, but we really get to see him shine through. It's almost a running clock, and it's literally halftime right now. Jake Morrow had 2 touchdowns. One of them got called back, but he responded very quickly with a 1-yard rushing touchdown, as well as that 2 touchdowns for Ashton Brown, 1 touchdown for Micah Kemp. The defense is so good on this team too. Lapeer just can't even make moves on this field. I mean, it's a blowout. It's really a blowout.
It really is. And for a team that's ranked number 7 in the state, this is what you should be doing to teams like that. Yep. If you're on your way to chase another league title, one that they won last year as well as in districts, but they're in a race for that in this season against Davison. And we have an update from Taryn Fritching on Davison, because it's really a race for that. They got to compete with them. How they doing?
Davison, who's, like we just said, is in the same division as Grand Blanc and as Lapeer. They're up 35-14 at halftime, beating East Lansing. So if the scores turn out the way that they're looking to be, both Davison and Grand Blanc will end up 6-0.
And it looks like that, and it'll be leading up to their towards the end of the season matchup on October 17th. They will be facing each other for what could likely be, well, one is the final game of conference play, but what could likely be the one that decides who is the champion of the Saginaw Valley League. And getting into the rest of the game here, some of the big plays, it's the theme that I've seen here from Grand Blanc is they have been limiting the explosive plays from Lapeer, forcing him to go into simple wildcat and quarterback runs to get any offense going. So they've been limiting those big plays from the Lightning, and man, they have been delivering such big plays to get them that score pretty quickly. One 59-yard touchdown pass at the first play of one of their drives. It's been every way they can get it.
And, I mean, let's say something positive about Lapeer football.
No doubt, yeah.
There's an alumni, and some people might not know, but he was an offensive tackle, Jake Long. He played at University of Michigan. He was the #1 overall draft pick in 2008. He played for the Miami Dolphins, LA Rams, Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings. His NFL career was really long. It was from 2008 to 2016. #1 overall draft pick. I mean, that's so rare coming from a high school program, and I think that's so cool. You know, something positive to say about their football program.
No, definitely, and there's very few programs, like even if you expand it to the entire state, that's just about the highest accomplishment as you can get for one of your alumni at the college level, being the #1 overall draft pick.
100%.
And as far as the Grand Blanc side of things, if we're going towards the fun facts kind of things, the way that Grand Blanc has framed this season, and you can see that via their fantastic Instagram page, their theme this year is the dark side. Taryn, what's that all about?
I think this is so cool as a Star Wars nerd myself. If you look on the back of the coaches' hats, it says dark side. And then if you really take a look at the players, the stickers on the back of their head, like how Michigan does it, how Ohio State has those stickers, whether you do something good in a game or in practice, their little stickers are literally the logo of the Empire. So like Darth Vader, literally the journal that I do all my football notes in, Join the Dark Side, with Darth Vader on it. I think that is so cool. They've been playing the Imperial March all night. I literally love it. And I mean, it makes sense with the red and the black colors, literally as their team colors. I think it's so great. I think more teams need to have like theming. I love this.
I was gonna say the attention to detail too, having the logo sticker on their helmets was so cool. Me and Taryn were like zooming in on their helmets, taking pictures.
We were like, does this look the same?
Just like, that's it. It's really cool. And if you look at their Instagram too, like all of their posts is like, what, like here's the dark side, or it always has dark side in their captions, and I love it.
And the dark side has been having a light show so far. Every touchdown they score has the lights scrambling in different orders for a light show for the dark side. It's 34-0. Grand Blanc up against Lapeer at halftime here. Don't forget to stay tuned here for the post-game show, where we will have interviews with players of the winning team, as well as interviews with our student broadcasters up in the booth with Chris Renwick from WJR on our play-by-play. So be sure to stay tuned to that. Be sure to follow us on sportscaster.com. Visit our website, create an account, and make some content if you want to be a sportscaster just like us. And you can follow us on Instagram as well for the most unique and groundbreaking coverage of Michigan high school sports and beyond. It's going to be a lot of fun here coming up in the second half. Before we wrap things up, some feelings into the second half. What do the Lightning have to do, and what does Grand Blanc have to keep doing?
I think there's not much to do at this point in the game, especially when I think we believe 1 point away from a running clock. I believe you have to have 35 points to have a running clock in high school football. And there's just not much. Grand Blanc just can't let this go to their head. Like I believe that's the main thing that they have to keep doing. But honestly, just for Lapeer, just keep trying.
It's going to have to take positive vibes. I mean, all jokes aside, seriously.
I was going to say, I mean, even if there's a very small chance that they can win, it'd be a Tom Brady story for the quarterbacks to be able to come back after this. But I would just say, if they can, let the score be a little less of a blowout for them. And I'd like to see an explosive play from Lapeer. I mean, we've seen the quarterback throw some pretty deep balls. They just aren't able because the coverage is too good on the defensive side for Grand Blanc.
Yeah, the coverage has been pretty sticky, but keep an eye out for Will Fisher. He's been getting some of those deep balls here, and in the second half we'll see if he can snatch one of those to break things open for the Lapeer Lightning. It's the 2-0 Grand Blanc Bobcats looking to go 3-0 in conference and 6-0 overall, and Lapeer is looking to be a spoiler in the race for first place for Grand Blanc against Davison. It's going to be a lot of fun here. Once again, be sure to subscribe to us if you're watching us on YouTube. And if you could follow us on Instagram as well, it would be much, much appreciated. And going around, just because we have a little bit of time left before we send things off to the booth for the second half, my Dakota Cougars in a Big Mac Red matchup, unfortunately down 20-0 against the Romeo Bulldogs. As a Cougar myself, that is heartbreaking, but I think my Cougars can make it out of this one and continue their Mac Red reign. And Taryn, for you at Troy Athens, how are they doing so far?
Troy Athens is tied 7-7 at halftime in Bloomfield Hills, and Seaholm is tied
North
14-14 at halftime, which is like crazy.
Just a cruise around the alma maters here at the sportscaster.com
The Maples are
going
to take it.
You think so?
Yeah, it's 100%. We got that dog.
We got that dog in us as well. We thank you guys for joining us here on the halftime show. Stay tuned, and we'll be back for post-game coverage here. So we'll send it back to Chris Renwick and our student broadcasters. Second half is coming up next.
So what we're doing with Sportscaster.com is we're giving people a platform, a community, all focused on sports broadcasting, whether it be a podcast, a piece of commentary, stirring it up with the other guys, the Michigan-Ohio State fans getting together on a particular issue and really going at it, whatever it may be, or a live play-by-play opportunity. People can go there, subscribe to the channels, enjoy their favorite sports broadcasters and their commentary and their content. And it's a great way for people to learn and hone their craft before they go out and, do it at the NFL or the college level.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I truly do, and it's going to help broadcasters. You asked me earlier, what should a young broadcaster do to get started? Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Find a way to get on that sportscaster.com, get on that high school broadcast, and when you do, tape it, so that you have an audition tape that you can send to some other outlet, wherever it is, and say, hey, this is what I can do. This is what I've done before. Like actors send out lists of credits. Yep. This is a movie I've done before. This is a voiceover I've done before. Same thing with sportscaster.com. Get on that broadcast, find a way and do it, and then tape it, and then send it along so that someone else gets an opportunity. Who knows, you may get hired, and you're not just 1 week, you're 10 weeks in a row. And that's how you do it. It's hard. It doesn't pay a lot of money. But if you're really committed and you really want to do it, hopefully, there's nothing more rewarding. There's one of those things I tell people, I said, if you have a job you love, you don't work a day in your life. Yeah. Well, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what being a sports broadcaster, especially in play-by-play, I was very, very lucky to do that. But it starts out hard, but once you get there, it's very rewarding.
So what we're doing was...
You're getting the only high school football game coverage in Southeast Michigan you need. The Drive to the Game. Sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Once again, Chris Renwick.
All right, welcome back. Getting you ready for second half action. Grand Blanc hosting Lapeer, and it is all Bobcats. They lead it 34-0. Joined by Ethan Pavey here on the booth tonight outside in a beautiful Michigan. It doesn't feel like Michigan fall. It feels like a cool Michigan summer night. Noah Shemami also with us. Fellas, what a first half that was for Grand Blanc. They took it to them in every facet of the game. And Lapeer's got an uphill climb here.
Yeah, there was no stopping for Grand Blanc. Every possession was getting 40, 50 yards down the field. What Lapeer has to do is they got to get down the field and score, not just, because they had sometimes they did not convert on a fourth down. So this is where they have to get down the field, maybe catch Grand Blanc sleeping. It's halftime, but Grand Blanc does get the ball. So Lapeer's got to come out, 3 and out or something.
Yeah, definitely. We brought it up earlier in the first half that Lapeer needs to start building their identity. This is where teams are made, and they're in the trenches right now, seeing how they can be explosive, seeing the plays that work, that don't work. The first half is behind them. It's 0-0 right now. They need to capitalize on their big plays right now and make those big plays and come out explosive and hyped up.
Grand Blanc, meanwhile, right, it's keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep taking care of the football. Don't put it in a bad spot. Obviously, Jake Morrow doesn't have a propensity for that, but keep a hold of that football. Don't give Lapeer anything.
Yeah, Jake Morrow, I mean, we could just keep going on for him right now. His legs, he's showing off his legs. He's showing off his arm strength. Everything about him right now is looking pure. He could make a highlight reel and send just this game alone, just the first half alone, and send it to college, and they would love it.
Yeah, and a real leader, too. I mean, there was that instance where Kason Sendry had a block in the back on a pretty spectacular touchdown run for Morrow on the keeper. And it got called back, and he went over, hugged it out, says, no big deal. We'll figure it out. We'll put it back in the end zone, and they ultimately did. So, yeah, all the intangibles are there for Jake Morrow and everything that he does to lead this offense. Obviously, tonight is a little bit of a relief here in this community. The deadly shooting at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints just 5 days ago left the community shaken. And just like we've seen so often a community gather around athletics, they've done it again here tonight. And there are a lot of people here. And just picking up the pieces, slowly but surely, getting back to some normalcy for a community that hasn't experienced normal in a week. And so it's really good to see the community out here, good to see families out here bringing their kids out, having fun. That can be harder to do in a time like this. So it's really great to see the community out. Also, they are partnering with the American Cancer Society. Both teams actually are trying to raise money to cancer research and trying to eradicate just a devastating, horrific disease. And from what I heard over the loudspeakers as we were getting ready to come back on the air, they sent the cheer team out, they sent the POM team out, they sent everybody out into the stands on both sides to try to raise as much money. And the hook was that the athletic director here at Grand Blanc was going to match it personally, dollar for dollar. So hopefully, maybe he has to give up a check here. He's got to give it up to cancer research. So just a wonderful night out here. Perfect weather for this football game, and certainly Grand Blanc having a good night.
Yeah, it's a sea of pink right now in the crowd. You look at the players; they're just wearing pink socks, pink towels, pink shoes. It's just a beautiful night, beautiful to see everyone come together for this great cause. And
cheerleaders making signs down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's really cool. And by the way, both these teams look great. I mean, the uniform combos for these teams, Grand Blanc in their black jerseys, white pants, Lapeer in their all whites. They almost have, it's not completely, but those, Christmas bulb helmets. Very shiny, sparkly helmets. The stripe on the middle's got them. A great look for both these teams. All right, second half underway. Here's a little squib kick. That ball is out. I think Grand Blanc ended up on top of it. It was a little hybrid onside kick. Went about 18 yards. But Grand Blanc able to hop on top of it. And again, I don't hate the call because you got to try to manufacture some kind of momentum for you. A flip side is Grand Blanc's got great field position.
They were trying to get that spark really early into the second half. They sadly didn't get it, but still, that was a good onside kick. First time that we saw this kicker today, but still, it was a good onside kick. Just couldn't execute it to the way they wanted.
Great onside kick. Isaiah Liggins with the snag to hold it on for Grand Blanc.
So Grand Blanc starts at their own 42-yard line. Jake Morrow and company, two receivers out left. Morrow looks that way. Got a man. Comes back at the 45-yard line to the 50. Finds a little seam near the 40-yard line. Kason Sendry again on that.
We've seen a lot from Sendry today. A lot of just those quick bullets right to him. He is committed to Ferris State next year. Last year he had around 780 receiving yards on top of 6 touchdowns and being second-team All-League.
Yeah, he's going to make some noise for the Bulldogs.
And that's the 1-2 passing punch they got going on with Sendry on the short passes and Micah Kemp on the deep crosses, as well as a great running game.
All right, here's the give. Tries that right side. Gets out across the 40-yard line, but that's about it. First time we've seen Don Searcy today, the senior wide receiver DB. He lined up in the backfield that time. So he picks up a yard out to the 40-yard line, so it's 2nd and 9.
It's a good job by the DB to get outside the edge and get a tackle, almost for a tackle for a loss.
I think Grand Blanc's offensive line right now. I think they've been kind of swept under the rug, but they are having an outstanding game just collectively as a unit with these blocks, creating these gaps. Earlier in the game, the runs by Morrow wouldn't be possible without them.
Two receivers tight to the formation. Here's a little flip pass to the receiver on the motion out to the 35-yard line, tackled at the 32, Micah Kemp.
Yeah, going back to the pass protection, I don't think he's been sacked once today in terms of the great offensive line they've been putting on today.
He's been under a little bit of pressure, but he escapes it.
Yes.
I mean, they can let that pressure happen if
no doubt.
Morrow just makes do with his legs. We've seen so much through these legs of his thus far in this game. I think more than 2 20-yard rushes, one huge touchdown and one that was called back, but it was still an amazing rush.
Kemp picks up 8, so it's 3rd and 1. Here's the motion man again. Just flip the formation, flip the receiver. Great tackle there. Angelo Chapman was the receiver. And it's going to be 4th down, losing a yard in the process. 4th and, they're going to say he lost 2, so 4th and 3 now coming up.
Resulting play is a loss of 2, 4th down.
2 back-to-back jet sweeps, trying to get the mismatch, the confusion on the defense with these long rushes to the outside. But Lapeer did have a statement.
And we're
there
left
on
up
that
to
last
a
play.
4th down now, and Grand Blanc looks like they're going for it.
Morrow, trying the hard count. Did he get him? Yeah, he did. Wow. Got him to jump on the hard count, and that'll give him a free 1st down inside the 30.
That's just another mental error by the Lapeer defense. They had an opportunity to get off the field last in the first half and had it again on 4th down. Now it turns into a 1st.
They had two opportunities in the first half on 4th down. They just kind of shot themselves in the foot. One of the 4th downs was 4th and 26.
Yeah.
And they got the 1st down. They just need to convert on these 4th downs. They're getting there. They just need to get over the hump.
All right, 1st down. On the offsides. Morrow looking, buying time, rolling. Squares his shoulders, throws, incomplete. He was looking for Sendry again, but that time couldn't haul it in. He kept his feet in bounds. It was a little outside, and it's incomplete, 2nd down.
And that's where you want it from Morrow's perspective, right on the back shoulder outside. Sendry unfortunately wasn't able to hold on to it, but for the projection of this season and hoping for playoffs for Grand Blanc, that's what you want to see right there. Nice execution on the rollout.
Evan Purdy was in coverage, and he was crashing down hard on Sendry. It's why that ball placement was so important.
I mean, you just brought up playoffs. This is where Grand Blanc and these types.
Here's Morrow on the give. Inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. Hull carries it for a gain of 6.
As I was saying, in these types of games, this is where Grand Blanc needs to chop down on the weakness of their team, maybe get the younger guys some reps, so later in the bigger games when their starters get tired, that they can come in and fill their shoes and maybe make a push towards Ford Field this winter.
That's a great point.
Looks like they're taking their time on this drive. No hurry. You're up 34.
Clock ticks, 8:12. Morrow takes. Wants to take a shot into the end zone. What a pretty ball. Touchdown.
Fooled me wrong.
Bobcats. My goodness. Micah Kemp. He didn't have a lot of space up until about the 5-yard line. Caught that about 2 yards from the back of the end zone. And that was just a perfect ball by Jake Morrow.
Let me tell you this, Chris. I'm going to go down there after this game and get this guy's autograph because I'm telling you, in a couple of years, this autograph will be worth something, and it might be a nice-looking penny.
Really, really impressive drive. And again, on
the snap, Kingston Sendry.
All right, I don't want to compare to anybody, right? But you're talking about utilizing hard counts is a skill. That's like throwing a spiral. It's like throwing to a spot. That is a skill. And he utilized even that on this drive. Good snap, good hole, good kick.
Everything has been connecting for Grand Blanc up until now. And overall, though, for Grand Blanc's side, you got the fire trucks here, great breeze. I don't feel cold at all, and I'm wearing shorts and
No.
a polo.
It's a perfect
night to see a game of football. Unfortunately for the Lapeer side, they down 41, but there's still something. But, just a great atmosphere altogether.
So according to MHSAA rules, a running clock will start in the second half if there is a 40-point deficit. So that's where we're at now. Bobcats up 41-0 with 8:06 to play here in the third. So it's kind of the perfect storm of what you wanted for Lapeer. You got him in that spot, right? You didn't. You tried the onside kick. You gave him the short field, and then you had him at fourth down, right? So it really was. It kind of was drawn up the way that maybe they wanted it to go. If you don't get the onside kick, we got to stop them from getting in the end zone. They had the opportunity, but just couldn't quite execute.
That's what it is. Like, they're getting these opportunities to make a stop or make something of themselves, but it's just with the penalty and the quickness of Morrow.
And really still a relatively young team. I think according to my count, as this one sails into the back of the end zone, I mean, they've got maybe 15 guys that are seniors. I mean, so you're dealing with a pretty young roster here at Lapeer.
I mean, you say 15 guys, but looking at their roster size from right here, 15 does look maybe like half of their team. They do not have a big roster over here in Lapeer, but still, getting Grand Blanc to these fourth downs they just need to find a way to get over the hump. That's something that they're going to look back on film this upcoming week, and they're just going to be like, oh my goodness.
All right, Cameron Vanacek out for this offense. Calls for it, gets it, gives it to his running back, gets up north and south relatively quickly, picks up a yard on the play. That's Preston Hendley on the carry.
Cameron Vanacek's pass is complete to Preston Henley. Brought down only for a gain of 1.
We've been talking about this Grand Blanc offense so much today, but something we haven't really touched on is this defense. I mean, they're having a shutout right now with maybe Lapeer crossing the midline twice so far in this game. They're having an outstanding game together as this collective unit.
All right, Vanacek on the throwback. Gets his man again. Been very active today. Lincoln Hensley picks up 8 yards, nearly a first down out to the 29. They've had a lot of success on that play. And then, look, that takes a lot of guts for Vanacek to hold in there because they let those guys sneak through. Offensive line tries to get upfield for a couple of blocks. It has absolutely been their most productive play of the day.
Grand Blanc sets up heavy on the defensive set on the line. I think they know what's coming here.
Yep, here's Hensley. Takes the direct snap, gets out to the 32-yard line for a gain of 3 and a first down.
Trying to instill this run offense back into Lapeer's offense. We saw it early in the first half in their second drive, just keep on running the ball, punching them up the gut. So let's see if they can bring that back maybe into their offense right now.
It can be so tedious, but it's like positive play, pick up the first down. Now reset, positive play. Vanacek gives it, but there's a flag.
Right now, as the game kind of slips from their fingers, it's just they're trying to just improve on anything that they can. So these little chunk yards are something that they can look to and be like, let's go, like we got to keep getting these. So even though it keeps the clock running and it might not look like a lot of yards on paper, it's still a lot for this Lapeer team to look forward to.
So offsides here, or excuse me, false start on the offense, so that dings Lapeer, so that moves them back 5 yards. 1st and 15 now from the 27. Here's a little throw, nice little screen out to the 40-yard line, still on his feet to the 45. That was a good play. Will Fisher hauls that one in for the Lightning.
See the chains moving down there. You don't see that in the professional places anymore. It's good
right.
to see an actual chains
the chain gang here tonight at Grand Blanc. 5:04, clock runs. Empty set here for Cameron Vanacek, the junior signal caller. 3 receivers to the right. That's the wide side of the field. 2 left. Ball far hash mark. Stands in the shotgun. Here's the motion man. The give. That's Fisher. Good decision because Vanchek was hit as soon as he gave that ball away. Enough for a gain of 3.
I like what they're doing here with the formation. Empty gun, running motion. What they just did there on that play, little short pass to get the first down on the previous play. Kind of opens up more things to do on the offensive side.
Out to the 46 for Lapeer. Clock continues to wind, 4:15. Grand Blanc up 41-zip.
This Lapeer offense looks like they definitely went into the locker room and changed something about their offense. They've been moving the ball compared to how stagnant they were in the first half. They're moving the ball right now with ease.
3 receivers left. Vanchek trying to find a little bit of running room, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
A little bit of the announcer curse right there.
Elijah Wells.
I think this is the first drive they've had multiple first downs, and they get to this midfield area, and this is where they have to get over that hump to get down the field and try and score. So I'd imagine they'd go empty gun here on a 3rd and long.
It's 3rd and 8. Tip of the ball almost to the 45-yard line. They send trips left. Vanchek keeps it. Here's Fisher on a little screen out across the 50-yard line.
That's good. That sets it up for the power run situation. And then a little fresh set of downs there.
4th down and 3.
So we'll see. It looks like they're going to keep Vanchek out on the field.
Empty gun.
Empty gun again. It's 4th and 4. Excuse me, 4th and 3. 3 receivers right. Vanchek checks with the sidelines. Claps his hands, gets it. Getting pressured right into the teeth. He's going to get taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a sack.
I'm trying to see if that was I'm trying to guess, was that a designed play for him to run up there, or was that nobody else was open? And
I think down the field there was good coverage. I think he was trying to buy some time. And instead of rolling to his right, he cut inside, and that's where Robert Boggin was. And he took him down for the sack. So 1st down now on the quick change. For the Bobcats.
We do have a quarterback switch. They did take out Jake Morrow and put in Jake DeWitt, another Jake. But let's see what this sophomore can do behind center.
Good success with the Jakes, so why not throw another
Jake,
one?
Yeah.
Jake DeWitt, here's a keeper. Little shake there at the line of scrimmage. Cuts it in, little spin across the 45-yard line. There's a flag back in the backfield.
These Jakes have these good legs.
Yeah, it's like what his successor's doing right now. Just, learning from, and that's what you see a lot, like especially in the, college and even high school, where, you have a really good starting quarterback, and then that freshman, sophomore, junior, that's a backup, learns a lot from that player, and you're kind of seeing it now.
So 10-yard penalty here on Grand Blanc, moves them back, so they'll replay 1st down. So 1st and 20 now. From inside the 45 at the 43. And Jake DeWitt wears number 22, not a common number you see.
For a quarterback.
Excuse me as I sneeze. DeWitt calls for it. Steps up in the pocket, looks downfield, got a man. Out across the midfield stripe to the 45-yard line. Really nice job under duress. Keeps his eyes down the field, and as soon as he felt those arms around his waist, he got rid of it.
And I thought he was going to tuck it and run right there, but great awareness to see the receiver open.
This quarterback coach might need a pay raise.
All right, 2nd and 9. Gain of 11 on the play. Ooh, here's a good tackle at the line of back at the 49-yard line, so he'll lose yards on the play, lose 3. That's a really nice play. Under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Grand Blanc up 41-0.
On social media, they had on the side of the helmets a sticker that said "Better Together" for Grand Blanc. And that was.
That's exactly what the T-shirt said, I think, too.
Yep.
It's exactly what the T-shirt said. Again, a community symbolized in athletics, and certainly they've shown out here tonight. DeWitt, now he's going to keep it. Little shake, 45-yard line to the 40, still on his feet at the 30, and then take it down inside the 25-yard line. Jake DeWitt, welcome to the ball game, young man.
I'm seeing the same thing from the two Jakes. He can run the ball, and he can run the ball and throw. This is kind of like little similarities from the mechanics of both quarterbacks on the same team.
So that's going to do it for the third quarter. Grand Blanc up 41-0, looking for more. Fourth quarter action coming up on our drive to the game here on WJR.
This is Sportscaster.com. Have a dream to one day be a professional sportscaster? Love commenting on sports? Want to be the next great voice? Sportscaster.com is the place to make those dreams come true. A great sports broadcaster is able to capture the action.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Amplify the drama.
To the 5, to the end zone! Touchdown Detroit Lions! Oh my!
Create memories forever etched in our minds.
A year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Send shivers up our spine, make us leap out of our seat, scream at the TV, and even ask ourselves, did that really just happen?
You believe in miracles? Yes!
Now it's your turn to let your voice be heard.
Once again, versatility, the word of the night for Anthony Battani.
Sportscaster.com provides all the tools you need to produce your own content, create your own sports talk show, stir it up with sports commentary, and even take a shot at live play-by-play. Whether young or old, new to sportscasting, or a seasoned voice in sports, just sign up and open your own channel, create and upload your content, and show the world you know sports. Sportscaster.com. Now, we put the mic in your hands and put you in the center of the action.
High school football game coverage in Southeast Michigan you need. The Drive to the Game. Sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Once again, Chris Renwick.
All right, so we'll flip the field as we start the fourth quarter. Grand Blanc up 41-0 over Lapeer.
And in scoring position.
In scoring position, knocking on the red zone. Jake Morrow's day is done. Heck of a game for the senior.
On senior night.
Enter Jake DeWitt, who's shown up here in this fourth quarter with a bang. Couple of big plays. That's a give up the middle. They'll lose yards, about a yard and a half.
It's only second down, but if it goes to fourth down and let's say 7, are you guys predicting a field goal or they
Fourth and 7, a little windy. That would be into the wind.
43
Yeah,
yards.
I mean, I think if you get this inside the 20, I think you start to think about it. That's a heck of a throw inside the 15. Got his man inside the 10. That's enough for a first down.
Don't even need to worry about it.
Yeah, I think the field goal is out of question now. We're
Yeah,
getting into the unless a sack for loss or something.
Yeah, you brought up the wind factor. I mean, it's pretty windy up here, but there is that huge building, that huge athletic facility in front of the field. It looks like there's some flags on the end of the goalposts. They don't seem to be moving right now. So I think there's very limited wind on the field.
The American flag, which is flying at half staff, of course, here in Grand Blanc, blowing around a little bit. DeWitt's going to keep it. Ooh, little shimmy shake at the line. It's going to lose a yard.
Jake DeWitt on the quarterback.
And that was just really good pressure up front by Lapeer. I mean, you see what Robbie up front for Lapeer, Jaden Conger blew that thing up.
I mean, just looking at it, you start to see some of these offensive linemen for Grand Blanc that haven't been playing all day today. So they're trying to get some reps for the younger guys going into the second half of the season, like I said earlier, getting closer to the playoffs just in case some injury pops up and these guys need to step up in the big
Empty
moment.
set for DeWitt, fires at the 5-yard line, got a man. Stopped at the 4.
On the catch from
We'll call it
Jake
at the
DeWitt.
5.
Lightning tacklers were led by Mason Kemp
So 3rd and goal.
That play was just a containing play for Lapeer. Maybe could have got a pass breaking up, but another great hard pass from DeWitt. Accurate too.
Yeah, he zipped it in there. Almost caught the ref again on that little crosser.
You know, Grand Blanc has a bright future with this guy behind center. I mean, this might be the second string for Lapeer, but still, he's just torching them.
Here's the give. Really nice job, that defensive end crashing down for Lapeer. Blew that thing up.
Every time I say something.
Look, I don't know if the announcer's curse is real or not, but it's not real.
Yeah.
There's something to it.
Yes.
It looks like they're bringing out the field goal unit for the first time today.
Look at this. Why not? Ball's at the 9.
Little 44-0 didn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, but I think more than anything, it's about, now you're getting reps.
Yeah.
Right? Your kicking unit hasn't been tested a lot today. A couple of extra points, obviously. But this one from a little further out. So about a 25-yarder here. That one is up and through.
Ben Staley on the goal.
Really nice job. Had to come off the bench, getting a break from his duties as a defensive lineman to put that one up and through. And so now Grand Blanc up 44-0 over Lapeer. 8:30 to play here in this one.
You know what? At this point of the game, you're rooting for Lapeer just to get some points
Yes.
on the board. Like, it's just been a rough night for them going up against this offense and this defense of Grand Blanc, who are just physically bigger and are more prepared for this game. You just hope to see some bright spots of this Lapeer team where they can build off of that energy. I know I've been saying it all night, but they just need something to build off of. They keep getting to that 4th down, holding Grand Blanc to that 4th down. They just can't emphasize on that, and you just pray to see Lapeer have a little spark of energy right here.
And just a little, a 7 or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. You traveled here. You didn't want to at least, you want to at least put something on the board for as morale, like what you were saying.
Yeah, it goes a long way. There is no moral victory. I generally believe that. But again, this is adversity. This is a time when you learn a little bit about your team. Are these guys, quitting on the sidelines? Are they in it? And I think that's what this coaching staff wants to see. So this return brought back to the 27-yard line before Newberry's pushed back. So now here comes Lapeer, trying to get something going offensively.
We Googled it earlier today, and it took Lapeer 30-ish minutes to get here today. So hopefully that hour both-way trip.
I mean, you guys know when you come back from a game you lose, it's a tough ride.
Yeah.
Right. And there's obviously going to be a lot of coachable moments here for Lapeer. But again, it's like the message can be post-game, like, guys, we didn't give up. That's good.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much quit. I'm not seeing any quit at all in Lapeer. They're still going, running, executing plays.
Oh, they were trying to throw back there, and Vanacek, there was nothing home. They finally got wise to that, did this Grand Blanc defense. Had it covered on the back end, and the pressure was just too much. Sacked back at the 10-yard line.
Gosh, I was a little intimidated from all the way up here. There was about 4 of them running at the quarterback, Vanacek. Now they're faced with a 2nd and very long.
So it's going to be a loss of 17 on the play. Yeah, ball's at the 10. They need the 37-yard line. That clock continues to run, 6:55. Grand Blanc up 44-0. Vanacek. Quick sets, throws over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Evan Pretty, but it falls incomplete.
This Lapeer offense, they've been struggling to move the ball. And if you look earlier in the season, they did put up 47 points earlier in the year. You just have to wonder what they got going in that game that they don't have going in this game. I mean, they've tried on everything, the little runs, the runs to the outside, the passes. the short passes, the long passes. They did have a couple promising drives, especially the one going into halftime. What part did they have clicking in that game that they did not have today?
So that was a hold on Lapeer, and Caleb Four, the head coach, declined that. Good stuff. Here's a little toss out to the right side, out to the 20-yard line, pick up a 10.
Caught the pass from Cameron Vanacek. Darren Rumble making the tackle at the 21.
So it's going to be 4th down now and 17, and Lapeer's going to punt it away.
Overall for Lapeer, they played a decent game. Not very many turnovers. I haven't seen interceptions. Yeah, no turnovers. Just a lot of punts, and it's the ability of Grand Blanc. Like you're saying, how can they get down the field? I think it's just the constant pressure of Grand Blanc's defense.
And really, I think the most pressure they brought, 5 guys. I mean, they've been generating this pressure with just 4 down linemen. It's pretty impressive. So that clock continuing to run. A little bit of a low snap, but able to hold on to that one. And this one's just going to roll. Real low punt. Going to roll inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. It's a good punt here for Lapeer. Flip that field position.
As I noticed, the clock is running now.
Yeah. Yep, so that clock's going to continue to run. So we'll see how much tempo Lapeer, if they do get the ball back, that they want to play with. But Jake DeWitt leading this team here in this 4th quarter for the Bobcats has absolutely shown some flashes of what comes next after Jake Morrow's senior season is done.
I mean, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Jake Morrow still has the rest of the year and the playoffs under his belt. They did get eliminated last year in last year's quarterfinals. Hopefully, as they've been playing today, if they can keep playing like this for the rest of the season and going into the playoffs, they can make it, try to make it to Ford Field in this rough Division I.
I mean, look, we've seen some really good teams this year. CC St. Mary's was a really good game. CC is also a juggernaut. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the best teams in the state. I mean, you are dealing with a top 3 team here in the state.
I'd agree 100%. And from what I've seen today alone, it just stands out to a lot of other teams.
I mean, I think the first thing that you see first, I mean, their size.
Yeah.
I mean, these are really lengthy receivers. I mean, tight ends, there are offensive linemen, defensive linemen. They all have unbelievable size on both sides of the ball. Here's the give. Up the middle, broken tackle. Scampering out to the 35 and then cut down at the 37-yard line. That's a good run there. Searcy, he's been a little difficult to bring down from the backfield when he's lined up back there.
On the defensive side for Lapeer, Evan Purdy and Lincoln Hensel have been making the good outside tackles to have it be 8 yards instead of 20.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Purdy. He's played really well tonight from his corner spot. DeWitt fakes the pitch, keeps it up the middle, out to the 40, slips it through a tackle, and he's got space. Nothing but green grass for Jacob DeWitt, who cashes in for 6.
These quarterbacks, man.
My goodness.
Everything with these legs.
And there were 2 opportunities to bring him down right near the line of scrimmage. And he wiggled through both of them.
That's going to be the number one thing Lapeer is just going to go back and look at their film. How can they work to contain these quarterback sneaks? This is the maybe 4th play for plus 20 yards from these quarterbacks.
And I think for the head coach's perspective, I think he's going to start utilizing both of them in the same lineup.
Jake squared.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect.
I think that, once you get into those situations, tight games potentially, playoffs, state title games if you get that far, I mean, there's going to be opportunities here if this coaching staff wants to go that route.
And what a luxury that is to have.
Yeah.
Not one great quarterback, but two great running quarterbacks.
So that extra point is up and through. Grand Blanc extends their lead 51-0 with just 3:06 left here in the fourth quarter.
Running clock even after the extra point. So the clock will still keep ticking until those final seconds of the game.
Well, it's a Friday night weekend. I'm going to try and stay outside as much as I can.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful tonight.
It is absolutely gorgeous
Beautiful
here in Grand Blanc.
Beautiful game today. Tigers tomorrow?
Tigers tomorrow.
Tigers tomorrow night.
How are we feeling about that series? A couple of baseball players here.
I want to root for them so badly, but I mean they won against Cleveland, but it's just Seattle. It's just they're very robust in their lineup, and they from 1 to 9. Yeah, they can hit every batter can hit, even their depth. So they're in for a wild one in Seattle and as well as in Detroit.
Michigan and Michigan State back in action tomorrow. You hear Michigan State here on WJR. Lions Sunday, more Tiger baseball. Heck of a sports weekend.
Beautiful weekend for that as well.
Kickoff fielded at the 8-yard line, coming back. Oh, almost broke free.
Little crease. That was
almost broke free. Caden Newberry. One saving tackle stopped him from getting into the end zone. He had a lot of space on that right side.
Something for the Lions and Bengals game. I was hearing on the radio that the Bengals are the worst team in rushing offense, and it's not even close. I believe second is at 80 yards, and they're at 40.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to be an offensive coordinator when your quarterback's Jake Browning. Is that
right.
his name?
Jake Browning.
All the defense knows is it's going to be a running play with Chase Brown. But
all right, here's the Wildcat keeper, Lincoln Hensley on the direct snap, picks up 11. Big push by that offensive line, and Hensley just kept those legs churning. It's a first down. 1 minute left. Can Lapeer get into the end zone? They go back to the same formation. Hensley again, trying the right side of that line, still pushing. Inside Grand Blanc territory to the 46. 5-yard gain. It's 2nd and 5. 40 seconds left.
Second down.
Why not? Use the same formation. Hensley takes. Try in the middle with a crease and some room out across the 40 to the 36. Spot him at the 35. 23 seconds left.
Are they going to go for another play?
Line it up, fellas. Here we go. Hensley back again. Big fellas in the game. Hensley tries the right side with a little bit of room. Lowers the shoulder at the 32.
Lincoln Hensel carry.
And that is how this one comes to an end. Grand Blanc all over Lapeer. 51-0 on a special night here in Grand Blanc. Their Bobcats get it done. And this special season that they've got going continues. Ethan, Noah, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure. Well done. Good to see you both. I'm Chris Renwick. He is Ray Templin. We've got everybody back at the studio, everybody down on the field, WJR Sportscaster. Thank you all. Grand Blanc wins it 51-0. I'm Chris Renwick saying so long. Have yourself a wonderful Friday night. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. And we will see you next week on our Drive to the Game here on WJR.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not
not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EARN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The best electrical contractors, period. The National Electrical Contractors Association of Southeastern Michigan member contractors are the best in the business, providing electrical and telecommunication services throughout the region for commercial, public, industrial, and residential projects. NECA contractors have been powering and connecting Southeastern Michigan for over 100 years. And they're proud supporters of the communities where they work and live. Put their experience and expertise to work for you. Find a NECA contractor at smcneca.org.
Friday Night Football on WJR is all about tradition, pride, and supporting our local schools. And at Window World, we believe in those same values. Whether it's windows, siding, doors, or gutters, families across Michigan trust us to deliver quality and value. And just like these athletes give it their all every week, Window World gives our best with lifetime warranties and financing options. So as you cheer on your hometown team, remember, when it's time to upgrade your home, call 800-WINDOW-WORLD, visit windowworlddetroit.com, or stop by our showroom in Commerce.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show here at Grand Blanc High School. A huge 51-0 victory for the Bobcats over the Lapeer Lightning in a Saginaw Valley League showdown. That now puts the Bobcats up 3-0 in the conference, 6-0 overall on the season. The Lapeer Lightning fall to 2-2 in conference and 2-4 on the season. Welcome everybody to Drive to the Game, the post-game show. My name is Giovanni Mosheri alongside Taryn Fritching, and would you look at that, we have a guest here on the show along with our Lyric Sloan at post-game here, quarterback for the Bobcats, Jake Morrow, after a huge game, first shutout of the season, and getting back into the 50 points. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Jake, congratulations on your win. It's senior night. You have a packed crowd. Your friends and family are here. You're now 6-0. What's going through your mind right now?
I mean, we had a plan at the beginning of the season to go undefeated and go to Ford Field, and we're just pursuing that plan. We put the work in all week, every week, and we take each day by day, and it shows on Friday nights.
Over 50 points tonight. Basically almost a running clock at halftime. What was working for you guys offensively tonight?
Yeah, I mean, all around, we were just flowing. Our defense had a shutout. Thank you to them. Our O-line was blocking their butts off, and through the air, our wide receivers just running good routes, making plays all night, and we put up 50.
Saginaw United High next game. What's practice going to look like this week?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get in Sunday, watch film on them, and then get to work all week, Monday.
Thank you, Jake. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
And in addition to Jake, thank you so much for coming on to the show. We are also joined by wide receiver and defensive back Micah Kemp, number 1 for the Bobcats. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Good game today.
Thank you.
Now talk to us. This one is the first time in a couple of weeks you guys got into the 50 points. How was the offense working today? And talk about the defense with their first shutout of the season.
Yeah, the defense, they were stepping it up. They allowed no points. And in offense, we was just firing on all cylinders. And our run game was good in our pass game.
And talk to us about the rivalry that you guys have with Davidson, especially this year. You guys are competing with them for what it looks like to be the league title. You guys won it last year, and you guys are both top 10 in the state by many accords. Talk about the rivalry you guys have with them this season.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry. We kind of don't like each other, but every time we play, it's a good game.
And it's going to set up well for you guys in a couple of weeks here towards the end of the conference season. You guys are going to be facing off for what's likely that league title. Any thoughts on that, going ahead a few weeks?
Not really.
You got to keep it week to week?
Yeah, keep it week to week. We focus on each week.
And go ahead, Lyric.
Now, Micah, talk about the connection that you and Jake have on the field together.
Oh, yeah, me and Jake, we got nice chemistry. He looked at me, and I looked at him. He just trusted me with the ball, and he touchdown.
And then now I want to talk about a couple of touchdown passes that you had. So for one, on the first play of the drive, hit you for 59 yards. Are those plays more fun, or are some of the shorter passes? Like, what's your kind of flavor for touchdowns? You've had a couple of them today.
I kind of like the deep balls more better than the short ones. But, it's just more fun to me. That's me, though.
And then talk about the crowd here tonight, not only with the fire trucks blaring the horns every time, but also the marching band, the crowd here. You guys have a fantastic facility. Talk about the energy here at home games.
It really helps us a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which.
Yeah, speaking of it, but it helps us a lot. It motivates us, and like it gets us hype.
And then one final one before we get you out of here. I've read in the preseason articles written about you guys. You guys have your eyes on the state championship. Talk to us about the mentality of that and how it shapes this season.
Yeah, our mentality is like going 1-0 every week. You know what I'm saying? Taking every opponent serious and trying to get to Ford Field.
And Micah, thank you so much for joining us on the post-game show. Good game tonight, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck,
you for
Micah.
having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And pretty soon here on the post-game show, we'll be joined by some of our student broadcasters that joined our Chris Renwick on the broadcast. But now that we have the table of three here, let's talk about the game a little bit. It was pretty much, and we had a bit of a read on that in the pregame show. It was going to be the Bobcats tonight.
I mean, I will say that I wasn't expecting it to be this. And it's in that case where yes, you have to feel bad, but you don't want to be... You don't want to be like, oh, like I feel so bad for Lapeer.
Right.
Like, yes, you feel bad, and I think that in the long run, Grand Blanc really needed this, and especially if they're chasing Davison, which I did not check the score after halftime. I would assume that Davison won, but also, they say about assumptions. However, I just think that Grand Blanc really needed this, and it'll be so interesting to see that Grand Blanc and Davison match in a few weeks, and I think that we might just have to keep an update on whatever game we're doing that week.
No doubt about it. Lyric, but about this game, your reaction to it, your read, how did it get to this?
I mean, I think on both sides of the ball, Grand Blanc was extremely hungry. I'm happy for this team. I'm happy for the win that they had. I'd love to see a happy seniors on their senior night. They're kissing the field. Everybody's lined up. Parents, family members, coaches. It was an amazing game, and I'm happy for Grand Blanc. I really am.
And it's going to be a long celebration for these seniors here, and what I'm going to say it again, a fantastic facility they have here, worthy of a kiss on the turf. And when a game like this, it's the nature of high school football in any state, but especially here in Michigan, there's going to be those teams that are just on a different level, and they're going to be in a conference with those teams that are yet to get there. And for those teams that have championship aspirations like Grand Blanc does, you need to play this way. This is how Grand Blanc should play against a team like Lapeer to prove that they really are that top 10 in the state. And when it comes down to, even if you go down to tiebreakers, you want to talk about point differential and stuff, any little bit in regards to seeding for the playoffs is going to matter. So performances like this need to happen if you're the Bobcats.
And I love the fact that we're seeing this high level of football not so close to places like Detroit or like Grand Rapids, because we know the west side of the state does football so well. You have those East Kentwoods, you have those Rockfords, you have those Hudsonvilles, and they are so good at football. And then down in Detroit, you have Cass Tech, you have Catholic Central back in Novi. But up here in Grand Blanc, it's not super close to Detroit, and especially with not just Grand Blanc, but Davison as well. Just seeing this high level of football and the fact that it means so much to this community, it's really inspiring to see.
And not only that, when you hear an athlete like Micah Kemp say that they're thinking about this game that it's just 1-0. Even though they blew out Lapeer, it's just 1-0. That's the mentality of a team that really does take it to Ford Field at the end. And I love to hear athletes say that because, you are 6-0, but you're still 1-0. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I was really surprised, like when I was asking him about Davison and kind of looking ahead to the matchup that they'll have at the end of their conference season, I asked him if he had any thoughts on it, and he simply said no. That's how dedicated they are to the next week, 1 week at a time. And we were talking about it at halftime, like could this be a game that Grand Blanc overlooks Lapeer? They showed today that is not their mentality. They will take it one at a time, and they will not be unfocused in their pursuit of a championship.
And I think that's a big thing, especially with myself being an athlete as well. It's like there's so many games in a season, and you're always looking for that one rival. No matter what sport it is, really, you're always looking for that one rival. Or if if you play tennis or you race or you golf, you're always looking for that one course, that one tournament. Like, you just got to take it one thing at a time, and I think that's so difficult to do, but when you master it, and especially like Grand Blanc has, I think that's really what just makes a great team.
And it takes discipline to have your mindset that way too.
Absolutely.
Well, agreed. Agreed across the table here. And we want to thank everyone here. We got a couple minutes left here on the post-game show. We want to remind you to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, wherever you get our sportscaster.com content. Not only will you have Drive to the Game, but you'll have content from all of us here at the table and many more talented sportscasters that we have on the platform, and you can be one of them too. Just go to sportscaster.com, create an account, and start making some content and prove that you can be a sportscaster just like us. And to wrap things up here, Grand Blanc victorious, now 3-0 on the conference season, 6-0 on the whole season. Their next game will be next week against Saginaw, and for Lapeer, they fall to 2-2 in the conference and 2-4 overall. Their next game will be at New Illinois, Lincoln Way West. That'll be their next week game. For next week on us, we'll be covering on October 10th, Southgate Anderson at Trenton. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. right here on WJR, as well as sportscaster.com and our YouTube channel. Don't miss out on any of the great high school football action that we have here. I want to give a round of thank yous to everyone who has made this broadcast together. Thank you to Noah and Ethan for joining our WJR's Chris Renwick on the broadcast. And for more of our WJR team, Ray Templin and Dave Rieger, thank you for their support of this broadcast. Our sportscaster team, Mark Pastoria, Jeff Sloan, Kristen Kujawa, and Steve Adams put a lot of work in to make sure that we're set up for success with information, with the setup, with the platform, everything that goes into it. And I want to give a thank you to our student broadcasters tonight: Noah Shamami, Ethan Pavey, Lyric Sloan, Taryn Fritching. My name is Giovanni Mosheri. Thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast. We got tons and tons of content for you guys covering Michigan high school football. Don't miss a beat of it. One more time from Grand Blanc High School, the Bobcats win it 51-0 over the Lapeer Lightning. And now we'll send it back to Mark Levin here on WJR. So long, everybody.
Have a dream to one day be a professional sportsman?